What's up, Banditos? Tux has your back covering Season 8 Daily to help you milk every bit out of what this game has to offer. And today, we'll be working on a very special SMG, the Apartment. It's an absolutely amazing SMG variant, and we're gonna have a lot of fun creating builds for it. Let's go.
Accept it, Division. This is a war you can't win.
Sweet dreams are made of this.
And you're live with Tux. What's going on, Banditos? All right, we'll be working on some SMG builds today, especially focusing on the Apartment SMG, which is a Dark Zone exclusive SMG that happens to be sale right now. It's been for sale all week, and you can buy it up until Monday night, okay? So this weapon is for sale in the Dark Zone South vendor. That's where you can purchase the Apartment. Right now, all you gotta do is go and get your DZ credits, or if you already have them, you're ready to go. All right, so first, if you like what I do and you wanna support me and the entire Division 2 community, all you gotta do is hit the like, and we'll give you a moment to do that right now. All right, it was that easy. Thank you for supporting this. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to do that right now as well. The last build that I put out was called the Surgical Super 90. So if you haven't checked out that Super 90 shotgun build, it's absolutely amazing. It actually plays at range. If you've ever been sniped by an NPC with the shotgun, this gives you a chance to get your revenge. A ton of fun. Link to that is in the description area below. Also, for the Tuxes Players Club, your newest classified build is out. It's called Savage. It's absolutely amazing. Here's your promo for it. Check it out.
Holy fuck.
And way down we go. Way down we go. Way down we go. Cause they will run you down till you grow. Yes, and they will run you down till you grow. Yes, and they will run you down till you grow. Yeah, so you can grow no more. Oh, way down we go. Way down we go. Way down we go.
All right, so that's the latest classified build. If you guys don't know what we're talking about, classified builds are secret builds I make. These are extra builds for the Tuxes Players Club as a thank you for supporting me in the entire Division 2 community. If you want to take advantage of these builds while supporting me in the community, it's really easy. All you got to do is click that join link that is pinned in the chat. That's also dropping in the chat feed, and it's also located in the description area below. All right, so let's see who's joined us today. So who's first in line? Was it Sick Jim or Rick29? He was at top. All right, Rick, look at you. Trobs, what up, man? We got to get you that gun. You can go buy it right now. What's going on? Nicholas Jackson. Anthony, what up, man? Monteze, Sick Jim, Trobs, Milspec Mom is in the house. Good to see you live, Milspec Mom. If you guys don't know, Milspec Mom has her own Division 2 channel as well, so you should check her out. She covers some really good stuff for Division 2. A lot of real fast content. Anyway, Xander600, what's going on, man? All right, so we take a look at this fabulous beast of a weapon. So this is the Apartment. It's built on the MPX platform. It's an amazing gun. That's what I gotta say about it. So, okay, it comes with perfectly measured. So perfectly measured, if you didn't know, used to be on the rail splitter assault rifle. And then back in the day, they switched it up. So now you can find it on this SMG variant. Now, perfectly measured. So the top half of the magazine has 20% rate of fire and negative 27% weapon damage. The bottom half of the magazine has negative 20% rate of fire and 33% total weapon damage. So the difference between this and the non-perfect version is basically the weapon damage changes. So normally you get negative 30% weapon damage on the front half and then 30% of weapon damage on the back half. So they've given you negative, well, they've improved it by 3% on both sides, I guess is the best way to put it. So it's got a full, what's really nice, it's got a full set of mods for you to use. So, you know, that works out. And then I think it's one of the ones, yeah. So it's one of the ones that's crazy enough. Like if you've actually tried this with an 8x scope, you can actually run it. And it actually runs really good with an 8x scope. So it's a good way to sneak in some extra headshot damage, but also allows you to play in with focus. And so I've actually done that before and it works really well, but we're not gonna be doing that today. Maybe if we get a chance, I can demonstrate that for you. But otherwise I got some crit chance rolled throughout this thing. And anyways, what I was going to say is that also that it's for sale at the DZ South vendor, so you can buy a version of this today. It has damage to armor on it, but what I recommend you do is go ahead and put damage to targets out of cover, and that will make the apartment much more flexible for you, because then you can change the attribute as you need to, back to damage to armor or rate of fire or whatever you're gonna do. All right, so really good SMG, but one of the things you're gonna have to notice is that it's actually got sort of a slow reload time, okay? And that matters in SMGs. That really matters, okay? It's because you're playing close and personal, no pun intended with the talent, but you're playing in tight, right? You're playing in really close ranges, and inside 15 meters. And so if you intend to face tank with this beast, then you wanna make sure not only that you can kill fast, but that you can cycle through your mags quickly as well, okay? So that's a problem. That's a problem. So that's the only downside with an SMG. Let's look at now. Right now I'm running a 4-piece striker. So remember, striker is giving us 15% weapon handling. So the truth is that that's an improved reload time. Okay. And so notice the drop off. This is a close range weapon, right? So you can play, 15, and you basically lose all your damage by about 25 to 35 meters out. So I want to play inside 15 for the most damage. Okay. And so if we just take a look at another SMG, let's take a look at the Vector. So this one's got, look at that. So at its base, you look at it with the same set, right? So this is a striker set also. It's at 1.8 seconds, right? So that's quite a bit faster. That's really fast. So that's, I mean, I'll be honest with you, even at 1.8 seconds isn't fast enough. Like what I want my SMGs to be is at like 1.4 seconds. 1.7 seconds are faster. So anyways, Milspec Mom, appreciate the super chat. Thank you. She says, thanks for the shout out, but I need you to get on PC ASAP. Imagine the builds we can make. I know. But you know what? I just can't imagine grinding my character from scratch on another platform. I get that comment a lot, actually, whether it's PlayStation or whatever. But I know I would totally love to grind with you. Actually, so Milspec Mom is got a really cool play style, and she, I think, does a really good job of highlighting it on her videos. So if you guys haven't checked that out, but I want to say I don't know if I'm describing you right, Milspec Mom, so excuse me if I'm not, but from my perspective, you're kind of like a speed runner. But what's really cool and special, she's got moves. That's what it is. That's what I like. So she, not that I'm the greatest with moves, but she kind of reminds me, like, we have similar styles in the way we play, like where we dodge, duck, dive, bounce out of cover, that kind of stuff. But what's also really cool about the way she plays is that she cycles through all of her weapons really well. She does a really good job of using her primary, using her secondary, and then even cycling through her pistol. And I think, I wish I had did a better job at that, but to be honest with you, I just think it's a little bit clunky on the console side to cycle through, get all the way through to your pistol. Because sometimes you over cycle or under cycle when you're using the Y button. I play on Xbox, and so that's why I'm not so great at it. But the concept of it is sound, because it basically allows you to skip reloads, which is a good segue, because that's exactly what I'm working on today. Anyways, so go give Milspec Mom a check. I think her content is really worth a watch. I watch it. You should watch it too, and be sure to subscribe while you're over there. And so, real easy to find, Milspec Mom. And so anyways, getting back to that, thank you, Milspec, appreciate that. So So when I looking at reloads, so we're gonna be focusing on reloads, okay? Because the apartment itself is really powerful, but I want you to focus on the reload side because just like the other weapons that we looked at, like the Manic and the Savage Wolverine, you know, like people don't mention that. Like the Savage Wolverine wants to play within 7 meters, right? But the Savage Wolverine also has a horrible reload, and so we have to be talking about this stuff, especially as content creators when we're recommending builds and weapons for you. Be like, look, this gun has a fatal flaw. If you don't work with that reload time, okay, if you don't build around that reload time, you're gonna get yourself into a lot of trouble. All right, and so that's why we're talking about that. That's why I'm gonna be focusing on it, and that's what this build does. This build handles that reload time, and I'm gonna show you how in just a second. What up, Skeletor? 698, what's going on? Resub hype. What up, member for 4 months? Look at you, my man, my man. Right on. Others, if you want to become a member of Tuxes Players Club, all you got to do is hit that join link. Be cool, like Skeletor, who also follows me on Twitch, if I remember right. And that's a good reminder for all of you guys. If you're not following me over on Twitch, you should, because I'm also covering Division 2 content there. Okay, so let me walk you through this build, and then I'll talk to you about why this is probably the best build. Okay, so now you could do Hunter's Fury too, but this is actually stronger than Hunter's Fury. So you all saw the crit numbers on the intro screen, right? Where this one clears 1.4 million with the apartment. Okay, now what's really cool about the shotgun, have you guys seen that the ACS shotgun trick that people use, whether it's in the Dark Zone or not, where they use the shotgun to ramp up to get all your stacks on Striker? This shotgun works just as good as that, if not better, you know? So let me show you guys what I'm talking about. And so either way, you're not really worried about it because we're running a fast SMG, and so we're gonna get the stacks up quickly, but this shotgun does a really good job of getting those stacks. Let me just put on a vulnerable, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So some people that are kind of new to the game or not very experienced with Striker will say that they don't like how long it takes to get up and maintain Striker, but I think it's really easy. But the shotgun combo with the SMG makes it even easier. Watch how fast we rack that up. There's 1 mag. 2 mags. And so that's 50% amplified damage we have there. It only took 2 mags to get there. 50%, right? Because we're running Press the Advantage. So we got 100 stacks, each giving 0.5% amp damage per stack. So that's how we get there. Now we're also getting weapon handling and rate of fire. Now that's important to me because look at my rate of fire on this thing. It's 978 RPM, right? And then Apartment's giving us another 28, what is it, 28% rate of fire? Hold on, let me show you let me do the math real quick on that. 20% rate of fire, excuse me. So we're at 978, and then give me another 20%. So 1,173 on the front half of the mag. So 1,173, that's fast. That's fast. Now, you can put rate of fire in the attribute, and I actually like that with the apartment. But right now I'm running damage to targets out of cover, just for that additional damage. But we don't really need additional damage. So you could put also reload speed if you felt like that was a good case. So we could try all of those. But right now, let's just go ahead and rack up this damage. And I'll show you how it crits. Rack this up real quick. Okay, so we're racked up, and so we switch over, and then let's get those money shots in. 1.439, you see that? So it is 1.439. That's not to be joked with. Okay, so be careful. You're lethal, I guess is what I want to say. And so yeah. So anyways. Tons of fun, really powerful. So basically you're gonna be faster on the front half of the mag, so that's gonna be your burst damage. The back half of the mag is gonna be your sustained damage, is gonna be heavier at 33% total weapon damage. And so those crit numbers that you're seeing, that high number is coming off the back half of the mag, right? Now, so there's many cases where you're not even gonna need that high of damage, where most of your enemies are gonna die in the front half. And that's why burst damage is really important. Because you don't even, it's kind of showed you that you don't need the kind of damage that many of these weapons even top out at. And we'll be demonstrating that. Okay, so 4-piece striker, right? So you saw that crits everywhere is basically what we have. So that's giving us more rate of fire and weapon handling. So we're gonna be landing more of our shots. But also that weapon handling, remember, is giving us a little bit more reload time, right? So we've improved our reload by 15% because of that. And so, and the thing to think about though is that, well, let's just leave it there. Okay, so Coyote's Mask. So we're running this for that additional 25% crit hit damage. So that's more burst damage there. You can also run the Memento, but this build, again, takes into account the reload speed. And now, again, for SMGs, you gotta play inside 15 meters. I'm gonna say this over and over again. You gotta play inside 15 meters, okay? You got a 2.2 second reload time. That's bad. Now, just as we were talking about with Mil-Spec Mom, she cycles through her weapons. And that's what we're going to be doing too. And we're gonna be doing that to utilize the reload glitch. Now, it's not a real glitch, okay? It's not a real glitch. It's just what people call it. But basically, if you hit the reload button as you switch your weapon, you're gonna bypass the reload animation, switch to your other weapon. You can do the same thing, exhaust that mag, hit the reload, and then switch back to your primary weapon again. And when you go back there, it'll be fully reloaded, although you managed to skip the reload animation. So we're basically taking that, and you get a partial animation, but I would say that's probably about half a second. So if we look at our swap speed here, we get 15% improved swap speed, right? And so if we look at the swap speed, it's about, I don't know the timing of it, but what would you say, about half a second to do that? So whatever it is, it's definitely faster than 2.2 seconds, right? I mean, look how fast that is. So that's definitely faster than 2.2 seconds. Anyways, to work off of that, to build off of that, we're using versatile. So switching between 35%, between two different weapons, okay, you're gonna get a 35% amplified damage boost for 10 seconds, as long as you're playing within 15 meters. So that's huge, you see? So not only are we taking into consideration the long reload, we're skipping it. We're skipping the long reload. And then we're synergizing off of that by adding in additional amplified damage onto the build from that, right? So, and we're cycling through two weapons. So basically, you can look at it like in many different ways. You can look at it as basically a 50 round mag plus 7. So you got a 57 round continuous mag because you're just cycling between weapons, right? And so, just do whatever you like, or it's skipping the reload or whatever. And so, anyway, so versatile is really nice, but in order for versatile to really work, you also want the talents to synergize. And so it's not just about skipping the reload. Perfectly measured synergizes. Now, this is why I like this weapon better than things like the Dark Winter, okay? So Dark Winter has Perfect Killer on it, right? And Perfect Killer requires a kill. And so that means when you step up to your first set of enemies or whatever, when you step up to some enemies, Killer's not there. You don't have that damage. You have to kill somebody, and then it has to be a crit. So there's a chance that when you get that kill, it's not even gonna be a crit, but it's gotta be a crit. And then let's just pretend it is. And so you got a 60% chance of that basically happening. And then it's only gonna last for 10 seconds. Now, usually when you're playing, you're playing it usually against 2 or 3 enemies in each little mini engagement, right? And so then you gotta run over to the next set of enemies. This is an SMG, so you gotta play in tight. And by the time you get to the next set of enemies, it's practically all gone, right? If not gone completely. Your killer talent is timed out, because 10 seconds is not a lot of time. So Perfectly Measured is always there for you. It's always there for you from the beginning to the end. You're getting a buff. Whether it's a rate of fire, whether it's a burst damage buff, or whether it's a sustained damage buff, it doesn't matter. As long as you have bullets, you're getting Perfectly Measured. It requires no kill. So Killer, if you run this with the Dark Winter with Versatile, when you switch to the other weapon, it's gonna cancel Killer. So if you have Killer procced, right, and if you got that 50% crit hit damage bonus, as soon as you switch to your shotgun, it's gone. Right? And so that doesn't happen here. Perfectly Measured, well, is only active when you got the apartment on, but you're not activating, deactivating things. It's just it's always there when you switch back to the weapon. When you leave the weapon, of course, it's gone, and then you move on to your next one. So for the Black Market, I got the Optimus talent, and so it's the same thing. right? From bullet 1 to the final bullet in the mag, which would be bullet 7, Optimus is there for you. It's always going to be kicking in. So all you got to do is shoot, right? And so these skills are perfect because they don't cancel out. There's no canceling out when you switch between the weapons. And so again, we're going to be switching to these. Both of these are really powerful. They're also both really fast. 207 RPMs on the black market is fast. And so that's what's really nice too. A lot of bursts, a lot of staggering happening here. All right, so that's the build. Let's look at the crits. So we're at 8% crit chance. We're topped out there, and we're at 168. Let's round that to 170. And then the Coyote's Mask is giving us 25. So that's 195% crit hit damage, 70% crit headshot damage. And then we're really low on armor, but I'm okay with that for now. And then we got 10% armor on kill. No, we could use 20% armor on kill. There's a way to do that. You could just decide not to use the black market and then switch over to like the mop. The mop is going to give you another 10% armor on kill. So if you did this, let me just go and do that so you can see. So if you did this, if you put on the mop, basically what's going to happen is you're going to get 10% armor on kill. You're basically going to get at least 1 kill per weapon as you swap, right? So you're going to get a kill, hit the reload, swap during reload, and you'll land on the mop. There'll be no reload animation. You get a kill with the mop. Now you get 20% armor on kill, hit reload, swap, back to the apartment, and then you got a full mag when you arrive back here. Get a kill. Now you get 10% armor on kill. So 10%, 20%, 10%, 20%. That's what's going to happen as you build. And so you're going to average that. Look at it as an average of 15%, right? So Lawrence Wheatley, Shooter Doc, Doc Knight, what's going on, brothers? Wellington Carlos, what's going on? Yeah, and so, yeah, that's a good point too, Wellington. Like, a lot of people just love this variation of the SMG. It's a really good SMG. So, the apartment, again, is for sale in DZ South, but if you don't have the apartment or don't have the DZ credits, then try running it with regular measured or put it on one of your other guns. Now, I've been running measured also on the Vector, and I really like it. So, let me, actually, I like the shotgun on the first one, now I think about it. And then let me put back on the black market. All right, let's go give this a whirl and let's see how it works. As we're traveling. Rent and cruise. So the backpack was Grupo. The Grupo backpack. I'll show you a high level build again. Yeah, Grupo backpack. And again, you could also run the Memento if you want to, but I see playing into the versatile thing. 35% amplified damage is not to be trifled with. That's a lot of damage. And it lasts for 10 seconds. That's a lot of time. So here's a high level of the build again. So we got the Coyotes, and then we got a 4-piece striker. This has crit damage everywhere, okay? It's crit damage everywhere. We have the luxury of doing that because SMGs come with a lot of crit chance, right? There's 21% crit chance, and then I have crit chance mods there. So that's why we're allowed to have crit damage everywhere. The backpack is Grupo. It's crit damage everywhere, right? It's critted out. And then we're using Versatile for that 35% amplified damage between shotguns and SMGs. So that's the deal. That's the gun. And so these two I feel like work really well. And then we're also going to try the mop. And we got 10% armor on kill. So I'm going to show you what it looks like with this setup, and then we'll switch over. Again, I have no armor, and I'm okay with that. But you might not like it. And so let's just put it this way. 1.4 million armor is probably more than you need for most content. You know what I mean? So, you know, throw on some armor, or, I mean, you know, a combination of more armor, a little bit more armor on kill. You can run 2 pieces of Bellstone, you know, if you wanted to. You'd lose the Coyote's Mask, which I like having, but, you know, little things like that. Okay, so let's kick this off. So I've noticed I'm using the attack drone. That's really just to so building some stacks here. The attack drone is just a decoy, right? So I'm playing out ranges for a second just so they calm down, because, you know, there's kind of like a hornet's nest at first, right? Because I'm not running the shield and I'm running in close and an SMG, like, it is a good idea to take the first few seconds to kind of like let them get into place. See, so I hit the reload and I switch. You're gonna have to pay attention to that, all right? So notice I hit the reload and then I switch weapons. And that's how you're able to wreck. And by doing that, you avoid that reload because it's not a good reload, I'm telling you. 2.2 seconds is not good for an SMG. And we're almost done. Reload, switch. Easy, guys. Easy. No shield. Reload, switch. Ooh, that was close though. Yeah, that was too close. Too close! I should have turned around faster. Come on, little control point hero. Come get me up. Come do your job. What up, Mr. Tangeray? Yeah, that's right, Milspec. Attack drone, distraction. And so you can also run, you know, to tell you the truth, like on my shotgun, I would rather have, because I'm running the attack drone, I'd rather have in sync. It's just that I don't have the variation that I can change that. So you do, I guess the part that you got to be good at with a build like this, what I mean a build like this is like not having armor and a lot of armor and kill, is that you got to be good with your flanking patterns. You also got to be basically fast, right? Got to basically be fast because you want to get the jump on him. I think we're fighting another faction now. Shoot first. That basically equals survival. I should have swapped weapons there, but I didn't. Anyways, I think that's basically it, right? Did we get everything? Anybody alive out there? Hello? Hello? I think we won. Or maybe not. Maybe there's another guy alive. Yep, there's one more. Or two. Switch weapons, get that burst. And I didn't reload, so that's it. Oh, I guess I did. Speed! Oh, we got rogues. Just when you think you're done, huh? Ooh, going after me with that grenade. That's damage, yo. We picked there. That was fast. I mean, right? SMG, no armor. That's the build, ladies and gents. And it's beautiful. So you can do this with Hunter's Fury also, okay? But with Hunter's Fury, it actually, you're gonna get almost as high, okay, with the damage. With Hunter's Fury, if you went that route, you'd be out like 1.433. So Striker's stronger, but only by like 10, 20,000, okay? But the downside with Hunter's Fury is that it's not only going to take you longer to reach that peak, it's also going to time out on you a lot. Let me show you what I mean. Well, it'll last a little bit longer, but it won't time out. Like, because if you run the chest piece with Hunter's Fury, okay? So anyways, you're going to get shotgun damage, you're going to get armor on kill. So that's the good side about going with Hunter's Furies. You can get an additional 10% armor on kill, or you can get 20% armor on kill and not run Gunner, right? And then that'll give you an additional 10% technically. And so, or you can keep Gunner and you'll have an additional 20%, whatever. And so you also can get that 20% amp damage and then 5% amp damage per kill up to 5 times, right? And so, but those time out every 30 seconds, right? So, but you know, if you move fast, you play fast, you could probably play those up. But either way, fully stacked, Hunter's Fury comes out with less damage than this full striker set, all right? And so, but you can definitely do it. And you also get the status effect to targets that you kill within the zone, right? Which is also a way to help combat that reload situation. So, because when you status affect enemies, then, you know, that gives you a split second to get that reload in if you're gonna go that route. But I also like, to tell you the truth, the reason why I like Striker over Hunter, not just because it's giving me more damage and weapon handling, which allows me, also is in weapon handling, guys, it's also giving you swap speed, right? So the swap speed is also improved by 15% thanks to that. And the reload is improved by 15% thanks to that. So Hunter's Fury is a good route. It's a natural way to run shotgun builds. You're gonna end up, if you run the Hunter's Fury, you'll end up with the same amount of crit chance and crit damage on your apartment, okay? And technically a shotgun. So it's just gonna be a little less damage, but it's negligible. It's negligible. You can easily do that. What else was I gonna mention? But the status effects would be nice about the Hunter's Fury. Also the additional armor on kill. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. It's the added RPMs. I love that. I love that. So I like playing into the front half of the mag on perfectly measured. So that additional speed for me is amazing. Like, I love that additional speed. It's just like, that's that burst. Kill him really quickly, and then that allows you to spend the second half on your mag on those additional 2 enemies that are hanging behind that kill, right? Because there's always 2 or 3 guys at the same time. So the front half of the mag goes all into that first guy, and then that leaves your strong bullets for that second and your third guy to wear them down, and then you get into your reload situation. So that's how it works for me, and that's how I play it. But go Hunter's Fury if you like. I can show you how that plays too. Now, somebody asks in there, Simon Taylor asks, what about Gunslinger? So Gunslinger and Versatile are really popular to run together. You see that a lot. As a matter of fact, I did try that and I tested that before going this way, like here. So Gunslinger, right? So weapon swapping increases total weapon damage by 20% for 5 seconds. This buff is lost for 5 seconds if you swap. But so, yes, it's a nice synergy because you're swapping weapons anyways. The bad news is that it only lasts for 5 seconds, but that might be enough, right? As long as you time it out, like swap right as you step up to the enemy, then that's a good amount of time to kill the enemy. But this is what happens. So what would you rather have, right? So, well, this setup is stronger the way I have it, I guess is the easiest way to say. And the reason why is because what would you rather have? 25% critical hit damage from Pack Instincts, 25% crit hit damage, okay? Or would you rather have 20% damage from Gunslinger? 20% damage from Gunslinger, right? For only 5 seconds. So Pack Instincts doesn't time out, right? There's no timeout on this. So technically it's stronger to run the Coyotes, if the choice is between the Coyotes mask and Gunslinger on your chest. And you see why the choice is that? Is because if I was gonna run Gunslinger, that means I'm gonna have to put my 4th piece of Striker or Hunter's Fury onto my mask, not my backpack, because we're running Versatile, right? So and you don't want to run Striker backpack. The Striker backpack sucks. So the choice is between chest and mask here. And so if you move your Striker to your mask, then you're losing that 25% crit hit damage. And Pack Instincts is stronger than Gunslinger. Gunslinger is only 20% weapon damage, where Pack Instincts is giving you 25% crit damage. And Gunslinger times out, Pack Instincts doesn't time out. And so that's why we've gone this route. But more importantly, we're also getting an additional 25% amplified damage from Striker. And as you can see, that's really easy to stack up and maintain thanks to this really strong shotgun. So like I also mentioned before, if you want additional armor on kill, and we can do that, then we can put on the mop. Okay, so the mop is going to give us 20% armor on kill when we're on the mop, 10% when we go to this weapon. So we can give that a try here also. So let me make sure. So yeah, okay. Let's go to make our way over. Let's check out this gear first. Pyromaniac, no. It used to be good, the Pyromaniac, and not that it's a bad weapon. Ooh, that's kind of nice. P90 with measured, I'll take that. It's just that the test subject is so much nicer now. You know, the test subject is going to give you 40% additional weapon damage, right? And then it's also going to give you skills damage, where the Pyromaniac only is 25%. So not as good as 40%. And it's only good for your weapon and not your skills. Lawrence, oh poor Lawrence. Can somebody help Lawrence get his coyote mask? He's been hunting for it. Can somebody help this guy? Let me ask you this question, Lawrence, because this might make a difference. Lawrence, do you have the expansion? I meant to ask you that. Do you have Warlords of New York? I think it might require you to. Can anybody confirm that? Can anybody confirm that? Do you have to have Warlords to get the coyote? I mean, you used to in the past. I remember, like, but you know, they did make changes, so it's possible you don't anymore. But I remember when I got my coyote, I couldn't get it until I got the expansion. But yeah, they're giving you good recommendations. Jefferson is a really good. I'd say run Jefferson on challenging or even hard, because you get a better chance of getting exotics. The amp damage does refresh, Tim Healy. So, no, it doesn't refresh on its own. It only refreshes when you swap. So you gotta swap. So your goal when using Versatile is to constantly swap. What I do is I swap basically at every mag. So no reload, just swap. That's the pattern that we're gonna use. So don't reload, swap. And by doing that, you're constantly gonna be refreshing. It ends up being about 10 seconds every time. By the time so you're gonna swap, right? And then you're gonna acquire your target. You're gonna use up all of your mag, and then you're gonna hit the reload, and you're gonna swap again. By the time that happens, that was all about 8 to 10 seconds, anyways. Run through these crazy guys. That worked. We didn't take a single bullet. But so, you know, I do want to say, like, a lot of that survival was based on my play style. You know what I mean? And you got to be fast. You got to be fast in everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, take nice flanking patterns, you know, which means the long way sometimes. Don't run directly at the enemy. And that's because you don't want to be taking fire as you're inbound, right? And so by the time you step up to the target, you'll be basically out of armor, and you don't want that to happen. So that's a lot of what's going into my survivability here. Flanking patterns, basically think of yourself as a ghost and try to play like that. I'm a ghost, I'm a ninja, I'm a samurai. You know, I want to run and like play in the fog, so to speak, right? And so that's how you want to play if you're gonna go like this. You know what I mean? Because with not very much armor on kill, right? So be elusive. If flanking patterns are the most important, but also shooting first, and shooting first matters because it staggers the enemy. You know. Okay, let's what up, Jarrell Velez? What's up, my man? Rambo. So the mop is gonna play a little bit different than the Sash G12, and I don't like it as much. Oh, I got caught on that. But don't like it as much as the Sash G12. I gotta say the mop is not as great, but it does work. So by using the mop, though, we're gonna get 20% armor on kill instead of 10%. Damn it! I like messing up on my moves. Oh, got shot in the back. There's somebody. Wow, but an invisible somebody. Let's wait for these guys to come pick me up. So the difference between really the mop and the sash, which is interesting, the mop is stronger. The mop is stronger. It's just that the sash G12 has a faster rate of fire, and that makes a lot of difference. In staggering, survival, the whole deal. She wanted to shoot, she just couldn't. See, that rate of fire was too slow. Otherwise, we would have killed him on the shotgun. Which makes, on this build, the apartment the weapon of choice for sure. So, I think that this is what's funny, is that the staggering from the Sash 12, I believe, gives me more survivability than the 10% armor on kill from the mop. Again, you gotta play to its strengths, but almost 3 elites of that. So I'm taking long ways around here. Then I'm gonna go for the guy in the rear. So again, that's how I try to stay alive. And then shoot first. Oh. I see her there. My kill. Don't take my kills. Oh, the mop feels so slow compared to the other guns. See, the handling isn't as good on the mop either, compared to the Sash D12. When you got your target square, the mop feels good, but if the target's not square, you know, you won't get clean shots with it as much. Anyways, we won. We did go down once though.
Supply room access unlocked.
Kind of a nice P92. Let me just grab my gear, and I'm sure you guys want to see this run with the Hunter's Fury, so we're gonna give that a try too. What up, Daniel Paxson? Okay, let me show you this build before I switch it out, but we will switch it out again. This is with the mop, but I do prefer to play with the Sash D12. I feel like it actually brings me some more survivability than the 10% armor on kill from the mop does. Also, this has damage to targets out of cover, which the mop won't have, right? Now, I rather probably run the in sync instead of Optimus, because I am running the attack drone. And then, you know, because that's going to give you that weapon damage without having to ramp up to it. It's just going to spike after your first shot. So, you know, that's going to give you even more burst damage, basically. So I just don't have that shotgun version. But either way, Optimus is good. And then, again, the Apartment. And then this is all crit damage out here on the Striker set. As you can see, they all have crit damage and armor on them. Now, you can totally run more armor than I am, but as you can see, I'm doing fine without it. And so you will too if you play your flanks and make sure you move quickly and shoot first. Otherwise, you know, there's lots of ways you can go from here. Remember, we're at 1.466, so 1.4 million on this. So you could definitely have some room to bring in more armor on kill, whatever you want to do. You can run 2 Bellstone. But Gunslinger, I know a lot of people would think about running Gunslinger, but this setup is stronger than Gunslinger. And that's because you get 25% crit hit damage off the mask. And that's where your choice would be mask or chest with Striker. And Striker's giving you 50% amp damage. And as you can see, we're easily getting that amp damage maxed out because of the shotgun and the SMG's rate of fire, which is at, what did we say the rate of fire is? It's like 1,173 on the front half of the mag. So that's pretty crazy. That's crazy time.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage against the dying of the light.
Maserati Sombrati, what's going on, my man? He says, flank. Flanking pattern's always about the flanking patterns. The flanking professor. Well, it keeps me alive, at least. Yeah, Daniel Paxton, I mean, you got a good point. You know, I'm just stuck on heroic because, you know, I like the challenge, but challenging, you know, has been stated and is probably true that you do get more XP out of challenging, actually. And the reason why is because you can clear more content. So although it's less XP per clear, you can get through a lot more faster in an hour than you could in heroic. And that's because they ramp up heroic a lot with elites, right? Like if you look at your second half of your control points, you get a lot of elites. It's pure elites, basically. I'm trying to wait, Memphis. I'm trying to wait. I'll just stand here. Okay, so let's now that we got our gear, let's swap to the Hunter's Fury set. So we're gonna run the Hunter's Fury chest, same concept. Now that's just gonna hold on to your crit damage, right? I mean your amplified damage longer. So basically we're gonna run 2 pieces gives us shotgun and SMG damage, perfect, because we're running shotgun and SMGs. 3 pieces give us 20% armor on kill. So that's a big deal right there. That's the one, if you're gonna run Hunter's Fury, that's the one reason why you're gonna run it. Okay, it's for the armor on kill. So now we're at 30% armor on kill. So 20% from Hunter's Fury, and 10% from Gunner. So you could run a shield, run Firewall, and then get rid of Gunner. By doing that, you're going to get back down to 20% armor on kill, which is all that you need, you know. And also, the downside is the shield would slow you down, but it would give you more damage because the Firewall shield gives you, 11 to 12% more damage to target standing in front of you. So per enemy, that is. So if you got 5 enemies, it's 12 times 5, which would be 60. So, you know, it can give you a lot more damage, but the shield slows you down. So, you know, there's that. Now we're also going to be getting that disorient status effect, and again, 5% amplified damage per enemy that we kill, stacking 5 times. So again, this is going to give us a little less damage, but a lot more survivability, you know, if you need to go that route. So let's figure out where we're going to test it. What's a good zone to farm right now? I guess we can do this one. Yeah, so like when people are farming the, you know, for their watch or events or for red stars or something like that, like you can do like convoys, those resource convoys, drop your map to challenging and then do resource convoys, and you can do a lot of them in an hour. That's one way to just like really, if you really want to focus on leveling up. Billy Butcher's in the house. What's going on, Billy? Welcome. So I did try Rate of Fire on this SMG2, and I actually really liked it. I really liked it. You know, I mean, to get the apartment to feel really fast is a really cool thing. And so oh, that's right. So we lost the RPMs on this, so it's gonna slow down, right? It's gonna slow down, and it just feels a lot of why I was surviving in those last control points is because of my speed more than the power. You know, I mean, the power was definitely there. I mean, the fact that I could take out almost 3 elites on a single mag with the apartment, you know, that was good. But the reality is that it was more of the speed that was keeping me alive, you know? Both the cycling through weapons, helping us with avoid the reload, but that burst damage from just pumping 25 rounds in their chest, you know what I mean? And split second. That was doing a lot. So let's kick off this party.
Reinforcements incoming.
Oh, rifle. That's not good. Rifle's trouble. Oh, he caught me fucking twice. Screw you, man. You know what I mean? That's bullshit. I hate rifle. It's my nemesis. 2 turrets. Nice. Nice of them to do that. Ah, thought that turret was distracted. I'm just gonna kill myself because this guy's gonna take too long.
Agent vital signs 0.
Starking, appreciate the donation, brother. Thank you. Says here's for having one of the best Div 2 content channels, man. Oh, I appreciate that, bro. Thanks, man. Thanks for your support. Appreciate all of you guys. Hope I'm keeping you guys busy. We need that new content. It's right around the corner, huh? What do you guys think? So the question is, do you think we're gonna get the new Division 2 content before Heartland? I have a feeling Heartland's gonna come out first. Antmo! What's up, man? All is good. All is good. So I'll show you guys this build again after we're done. Okay, this will be the test here. Let's see how we do here. So we do have full stacks on the setup. 2 mags, 1.5. Not bad. Pretty typical. I am missing the speed though. I'm missing the speed that we were running earlier.
Serious trauma detected.
Star King, what platform are you on? Are you on an Xbox or PlayStation? Or PC? Which side do we think? Left? Straight?
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Ah, right foam! No, right foam.
Assistance needed.
I think that turret our little drone saved us right there. See, I don't feel like I have any more I don't feel like I have any more survivability with Hunter's Fury. I almost feel like I have less survivability with Hunter's Fury. Is that weird? Is that weird? Maserati Sombrati! Thanks for the super chat, brother. You guys are always here to support, man. Trying to have moves. Apparently not enough for this riot foam, guys. Appreciate you, Maserati. Appreciate your loyal support, too. Thanks for always being there. So I feel like, guys, I'm not just saying that. Like, I mean, I love Hunter's Fury. I do. I like Hunter's Fury. But I feel like the Striker save is giving me more survivability. Why? You know, well, Starking, you're on PC, huh? Oh, am I making people feel bad? I was wondering about that. Because I'm always like, hey, if you're on the Xbox and you want to play, jump on me now. I know. Well, you're there in spirit, we'll just say, right? You guys are there in spirit. No, but that's why I like doing these build videos together, because at least we're doing something together, you know. Yeah, although we're not joining each other in gameplay, but like we're building together, you know, as a community. And I really like that. I like crowdsourcing builds and feedback, you know, getting live feedback on as we're putting them together, because I mean, it makes it even better than build videos sometimes, because, you know, I create those build videos, but sometimes that you're sort of in a silo, and it's just like, oh, I chose Glass Cannon because I love Glass Cannon. But if you guys hated Glass Cannon, we were building live, you would have told me that, right? And as we were in the live stream, and then we would have maybe chosen something else, you know. But yeah, so for me, like, so what I say is, like, I say go back to Strikers. It's the better build for this. And that's because we were just kind of playing off, going all in on the burst damage that the apartment brings, you know? So, but we'll make some changes next, so you guys can see what it can do. Right now, we're gonna evolve it. So let me just get through this control point. We're gonna go back to Strikers, and then we're gonna evolve it. Because I know the truth is that not everybody plays like me. Not everybody plays like Mil Spec Mom. Like, you know, who fast and we got the tuck, duck, dive, crash and roll. You know, not everybody can do that. And so what we need to do is bring in some level of survivability to buy you time as you're kind of dodging bullets, you know. So let's see if we got any good gear before we do that. But I mean, you could definitely do that. I mean, you could do the same thing with the Hunter's Fury. Anything that we're gonna do to the Striker's build, you can do with the Hunter's Fury. The reason why I like Striker is because it's bringing more survivability, because it's cutting my reload time. More importantly, though, it's cutting my weapon swap time, right? So, because weapon handling just covers everything that we're playing into with this build. I mean, the Striker set covers everything that we're playing into with this build. So let me put that back on, okay? So, of course, you can do Hunter's Fury if you're more comfortable with that. It's super easy. It works. It's a little less damage, but it's fine. You know. So there we go. So we're back to the original build. Now let me go over here where we can all see. Okay. So the reason why, so that rate of fire is also helping the SMG. Again, speed on these weapons when you're playing in tight is really important. So, you know, so we go, the perfectly measured is giving us that 20% rate of fire, and then Striker is giving us even more. So we're at, again, this is at 1,173. So that makes it faster than the Vector. So it's faster than the Dark Winter like this, okay? And if you guys, probably a lot of you really love the Dark Winter. But why do you love the Dark Winter? Trust me, it's not because of Killer. You love the Dark Winter because it's the Vector. You love it because it's the Vector. Now, and so that's why if you tried the Dark Winter with measured, you're gonna love, I'm sorry, if you try the Vector with measured, you're gonna love it even more. And I made that build for you guys. Remember the fastest Vector build in the game? That's the Vector with measured, and I love it way better than the Dark Winter because it never times out on you. It's reliable. And so, and it makes it even faster. It gets to 1,728 RPMs. Whoa. Okay, that's whoa. Totally fun. So this one is 1,173 RPMs in the front. Right? We can make it faster if we wanted to too. I might even just do that. And so, but yeah, you know what? Let's do that. We're gonna go back to the lab. So let's reset control points. Hey, if anybody wants to jump in on me, not to make Star King feel bad. What up, Sean Wick? Sean Wick. Are you John Wick in disguise? Is that Keanu Reeves? So, you know, if you want to jump in on me, I'll open up my game here in a minute. So, that if you already have me added as a friend and make it easier. But so what we're gonna do. So this is the reason why Striker's better. Let me just get this out. So the reason why Striker's better is because it's giving you everything you need to be to like fix whatever's not optimal on the weapon, but also it's giving you everything you need to survive within 15 meters. It's giving you more RPMs, and the MPX isn't the fastest SMG, right? I think its base is like 900. So it's making it even faster, again, over almost 1,200 RPMs. It's faster than the Vector now, all right? And so it's also giving you more weapon handling. Now that's great. That's great for landing your stability and accuracy, giving you more of that. But what we really need is for the weapon swapping, right? Because we're totally bypassing the reload time by just swapping weapons. And if we do that, we're getting 35% amplified damage, right? So that's the big win there. And so Striker is giving us better weapon swap speed. That's included in weapon handling, and it's giving us 15% of that. So we got 50% rate of fire, 15% weapon handling, and then we're getting 100 stacks of amp damage, which is 50% amp damage. And you know, we're getting there in no time because the shotgun is each pellet is helping us get there because it can count as hits. And then the additional speed that we're getting with the already fast SMG is also helping us get there faster. So this just is ideal, the Striker, especially with the versatile concept. Again, faster swapping speed. The idea is to eliminate reloads altogether, swap back and forth between two very powerful weapons. Very powerful. Okay, so I think the idea is, well, let's add in some defense now, right? So how can we do that? So, well, one thing is, I kind of like the black market, so I don't really want to get rid of that per se. But what we can do is swap out our chest and our mask. So let's go ahead and put on Striker's mask, okay? And then what we can do is we're still gonna run Gunslinger, but we're gonna get rid of Grupo. And so what we're gonna do is bring in Bellstone, right? That's gonna give us a little bit of armor regen, but armor. And then we're still gonna run Versatile again. And then instead, we're gonna lose some stacks here, but what we're gonna run instead is another Bellstone chest. Now, I wish it didn't have armor regen there, but it does. Anyways, a little more armor regen is not gonna hurt, but now we got another 10% armor on kill. Now, we don't have to run Gunslinger, but again, we're going into synergy. So this isn't gonna be as strong as the other one, but it's gonna bring in a lot more defense. So let's see where we are stats-wise. So we wanna base it off of this. So we need more crit damage, okay? So we're good on crit chance. So let's go ahead and build that in. Let's get her done. See where we are with this weapon. So we should have crit chance everywhere. Good. Okay, so looking at that, so we're at 58, 141. So I think that's a little bit less. I think we were at 158 before or something like that. So I think we totaled out at like 195 with the mask. So we're losing a lot of damage there. Let's go see what it comes out to. We picked up a little bit, we lost a little bit, but it should be less. If we're clearing 1 million, that'd be nice. Oh yeah, let me open up my map. So here we go. I'm gonna open up to friends and clans only, so hopefully you're already a friend. There you guys go. So you can now jump in on me. All right. Okay. So we're gonna have to build up our stacks first. 1 mag. So we're not running the chest. Only 1 mag fills up that thing. So let's see what we get. Total crit. 963. So just under 1 million. Are you happy with 963? Is 963 a lot of damage or a little bit of damage on an SMG? Can anybody tell me? 761 on a shotgun. So I like to go with the body and the shotgun more with that shotgun. Let's see where we are here. 963. Okay, so we dropped from 900 or from 1.4 million to 963, and we added more armor too. So we added 2 more armor cores. So this isn't just like Hunter's Fury set, no, because we added 2 armor cores. Okay, so you could do it this way, or you could go back to Hunter's Fury. But again, I'm wanting that higher RPM on this. The other way we could do it, actually, let me do it a different way. I think it'd be smarter to do this. You guys know where I'm going? So 963 is where we got to remember that. Let's put on a Hunter's Fury, a Bellstone Mask. There we go. And that way we're not going to lose that crit chance roll we have. Oops. Ah! Not that piece. Not okay. I keep doing the same thing. I keep stealing it from the other piece. Okay, hold on. We can get it right. There we go. Okay, so 58, 153. Okay, but we brought back that 25% more amp damage. So that amp damage is going to be more valuable than, what is it? Gunslinger. And well, let's prove that out. It's a theory until we prove it. So, okay. Reload that, switch. 1.1. See that? 963 versus 1.1, right? And so, Gunslinger can, the other thing about it is that it's actually pretty easy to for Gunslinger to time out on you. Like, the thing is like if you sometimes like you're running to the enemy and then you switch weapons in anticipation, you might have, if you switch that weapon 2 seconds too soon, by the time you start shooting your enemy, your Gunslinger times out on you. You know what I mean? So we can also, just so you know, we can also drop down our armor. We don't need 1.1 million armor. So it might be worth going to like this Bellstone, going to 900,000. So we're getting 20% armor on kill, but we're only running 1 armor core, which I personally like better. Let's try that. Racking up. Let's rack them up. What do you guys think? We're gonna be at 1.2. Switch. 1.2. 1.197 technically, but all right, let's give that a whirl. So I think adding 10% armor on kill plus an additional armor core is a nice balance. I think that maybe 2 armor cores is a little bit too much on this build. And the reason why is because we have speed as an advantage. That's why. Weapon swapping, basically we have a continuous mag that we're rolling through. What do you guys think? Let me show the build while I check out your comments real quick. Constantino, yeah, the rock and roll between swaps to maintain higher stacks. The rock and roll is a decent choice, but I think the Sash 12 is better. I have the rock and roll, but the Sash 12 puts out more damage. I mean, what if we use the rock and roll? Let me see, the rock and roll. There we go. 3, let's see here. So 3, quite a bit lower, you know? I mean, obviously it's got a larger mag, but I don't need a larger mag. Because, I don't know. Why don't we put it on? Oh, my bag's full. How did that happen? How did my bag get full? I don't remember picking up gear. There you go. Now let me pull that over. All right, let's try that. I mean, I just can't imagine hanging out. This is what I predict is going to happen with the rock and roll, is that you're going to lose your versatile buff by the time you get through that mag. Which means I mean the whole point is to keep swapping. But let's give it a try. It might work. And so I just like that the Optimus is so much more damage. You're not just trying to get your stacks. You're trying to kill. you gotta keep that in mind, right? And I've seen those guys recommend this. And it's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, so we got our stacks. And then let's swap. Pull that out. Okay, so we want to see if versatile runs out before we get through this mag. It might be close. No, it stays on. So it's right about there. So it must take about 8 seconds to go through that mag. Which is kind of crazy. But I got accuracy on there. I could probably change that to whatever. But I don't know if I need it. Let me go back to the black. I mean, let me let my stacks go all the way down here. Because this does a really good job too. It's just fast and strong. So we're not only stacking, we're killing. Where I feel like the rock and roll is just kind of like, you know, just shooting just to stack. And I want to stack and kill. The kills are more important than my stacks. Like, you don't really care about the stacks. You care about killing, right? Like, if you killed with 0 stacks, that's awesome, right? That's awesome. That means your build is strong and you might not need your stacks, right? So yeah, 2 mags, so 14 bullets. That's all I need. 14 bullets gets me full, you know? Where, how much did it take of the other one? 12, 30, almost 30? It took less than a mag or full mag? I can't remember now. Time out here. Yeah, but the Sash G, between the Sash G and the we don't have a problem keeping up our stacks, I guess is my problem. It's not a problem we're trying to fix. I know what you mean. Like if we were running I don't know why you would. I think this is only really relevant to DZ. You know what I mean? So like about 3/4 of a mag, because we don't have a problem maintaining stacks. You know what I mean? Like or getting them. Let me show you. Let me clear this out. We're rotating weapons, so we're talking about. Oh, it's not gonna do it. Let me if I switch out my gear, and then switch it back on. See if that works. Yeah. Okay. So. Let's do it with the shotgun, and then because we're gonna switch weapons. That's the goal, because I want that 35% amp damage in the meantime. Okay, so we're halfway through. So we're basically full there, right? Minus the stack. So I mean, I don't really think stacking is an issue, right? And then we're full, and then from there we're gonna rotate, and we're just gonna stay full. Obviously, it doesn't matter which gun you use next, because what's really happening in the real world is now we got to run to the next enemy, right, or whatever. But we never go all the way down to 0 stacks. That's never happening. You know, we might lose maybe half of them, but that's not really a problem. You know what I mean? At a certain point, the stacks are sort of a nice to have. You know, when it comes to like making sure you have a good set of base weapon damage, that I think that's more important. You know, I don't know. I mean, I know what you mean. It's been a thing for a while. You know, it kind of was recommended right when the Striker set came out, but I've never really needed it. You know, because I never had a weapon that I was using that had a hard time stacking. You know what I mean? Let's take on something interesting. I don't know if we have anything interesting. The map kind of sucks today. So, you know, I guess let's go over here. No, I hear you. I mean, it's not a bad idea. I totally get it, Constantino. It's great. I'm just not having that problem. You know what I mean? Like the keeping it stacked up or anything like that. I'm just not having that problem. And so I'd rather have two weapons that are synergized. I mean, the rock and roll does synergize in the sense that the talent doesn't disintegrate when you, or doesn't disappear when you switch, right? So it's not a bad weapon choice. It's not. And it works for the concept. You know, so all of that's good, but the Sash G12 just has the killing power also behind it, which is more important, you know. And I don't know. It's also got, you kind of sit on that weapon for a long time too. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just thinking about, like, for me, like the reason, why don't I like it so much? Well, I think it's because I'm also sitting on that weapon for a long time, meaning, like, because it's got, I mean, although it's got a high RPM, it's really not that high when you put it next to how many rounds in the mag it has. You know, it's got too many rounds in the mag, so you end up sitting on that weapon too long. But maybe for, like, I don't know, I'm just trying to think, like, maybe for, like, trying to think of the content that might, like, I'm thinking, like, maybe legendary would be okay, but might even be worse than legendary. Could be missing that damage. I guess maybe if you were really tanky, I guess that would be it. So, oh yeah, remember we added 2 Bellstones here with an armor core, so we're at 1.2 million. So I think that's probably the case. That's like Constantino. Like, I think that's just thinking about, like, why would I use it? I guess in what scenario would that be better suited? And I'm guessing it's because if we added a bunch of armor, I bet then it's really important we get those stacks up fast. So I bet that's the scenario I would probably use it. Don't get hit by that. But yeah, you know, you're saying it's a totally illogical idea, and it's sound and it's a good recommendation. It's just mostly my play, so that's changing it, whether I like it or not. This feels working with Firefoam. What a nice little gift that he's brought our way. Oh, that guy's always doing that. He always makes it hard to hit. Makes himself hard to hit. Somehow, he's got that thing where they, I'm coming to you, Miranda. He's got that thing where they make it hard to hit him. Like, he's got a, they use your, I guess, what did they say? Your, aim assist against you with that character. Every faction, there's a character or two that the game uses your aim assist against you. Good synergy, Miranda. Wellington. It's just that makes it even easier when they're standing still. My best synergy, I think, like, you know, like when it comes to, like, complementing builds, I would say that my favorite of all time is probably the Eclipse Riot Foam build with the Mantis Striker. I mean, the Mantis Sniper build. Remember, you don't ever want to be at full armor. You gotta get comfortable being less than full armor. Somebody's still there somewhere. There he is. I'm coming, I'm coming. He's in the right spot at the right time. Oh, sorry, man. I tried to get that guy. He was so fast. I failed my homie. I failed him. Oh, man. Look at me. Yeah, I got that guy. Save myself. Ah! You gotta be kidding me. That guy was on fire and in the bushes, and he still got me. Ooh, Super 90 with Optimus is good. Kicking me. The high kick. Versatile. It's unbeatable. Versatile, sweet. Sweet. Appreciate Jarrell. Appreciate that, Jarrell. Shout out to the like button by Jarrell. Please hit that like.
Supply room access unlocked.
Yeah, that's fun. So that's more survivability right there. So easy way to add survivability. And I kind of, and I like it because we didn't add too much armor. We didn't over armor ourselves. You know what I mean? Oh, I need just that same piece. So it might be better than the one I have. So that's the build that we ran. Again, critted everywhere. 57, 152, but we now add a 1% armor regen. This gives us that other 10% armor on kill while still being able to use Striker. Honey Badger, false tanky Badger piece. Tempting, but no. Oh, right on. Here's gonna be an elite patrol. Did you drop something? Ooh, that's nice. I already have that one though, man. It's a good one. Good one. I like red RNKs. And Mo, that's actually funny that you're asking that question. The reason why it's really funny is because I literally just got that question this morning or last night from Mr. Rob, who's also in the Players Club. So Mr. Rob was asking me to make the highest damage to armor build in the game, and it would involve running Araldi on it, you know, without running. I mean, I don't know what gun would you run with that? I mean, I think it's a good idea, but what gun? I mean, shotguns come with damage to armor already on them, which is nice. But you can't add another attribute of damage to armor, so you could just run any gun. So I guess, you know, assault rifle with it, I guess is fine too. Should we jump these guys, Miranda? Go this way.
An agent needs assistance.
There's this flag. You get a lot of guys in here in a second.
Incoming.
getting shot from.
Vital signs critical.
Can't see any of the enemies. Where are they? Oh, they shot from behind me? What the fuck? Oh, we're dead.
Agent out of action. Agent vital signs 0.
Perfect Spark doesn't really do it for me. I mean, the Memento, we can do the Memento. I mean, we'd be losing a lot of power, so, I mean, especially with Spark. Spark is, like, really low in power. It's never really done it for me. I mean, I'd rather run Obliterate. Because Obliterate isn't hard to get, to maintain. I mean, I think once you get it up, it's there for you, you know? I still, you know, all the years I've been playing this game, I haven't found a good reason to play with Spark. And I have them. I have a couple of them. And I guess I haven't deleted them because, you know, they're Dark Zone exclusive pieces. But, you know, even on a skill build, it's like, oh, there's better talents to run on the chest. Like, even Overwatch is nicer because it also buffs your skills. And so if I ran Spark for whatever reason, I would want to run it because... Damn it. I'd have to build around it. Like, this is the best build for Spark, you know? And so we'd have to find that excuse, I guess. I don't know. What do you guys run your Spark builds with? I mean, that's the other thing too. Like a striker with, I mean, maybe if I were to turn the striker build back all the way into a skill build, but I also don't like mediocre skills either. I think that's the other reason too. You know, so like a one skill tier drone isn't really that exciting to me. You know what I mean? It's there just for a decoy, but I don't know. So yeah, I'm curious to see if anybody's got a good Spark build that kind of argues the whole thing where, like, why would you just use Obliterate or Glass Cannon or Kinetic Momentum or you know what I mean?
Heavily armored hostile detected.
Those are kind of the competitions. There's more too. God damn it. Fucking assholes. They run through everything. God damn it. It's fucking bullshit. They just run through everything. You know what I mean? They run through Riot Phone. They run through Fire. And then the control point guy's way over there. So we got to fast travel.
Agent vital signs 0.
Yeah, no, I haven't really found a good use for efficient. I collect them. I collect them. That's a good use, I guess. Good use case. But efficient's kind of the same thing. I mean, there's one you know, you can run them with like the backpack talent where using an armor kit gives you overcharge. The problem is that you don't get overcharged when your armor is full. You understand? That bothers me. But like, well, what if I want overcharge right now and my armor is full? I can't use an armor kit, so I have to go run around and take damage in order to use overcharge. So, yeah, I don't know. But isn't I get what you're saying, Joy, but isn't obliterate also weapon damage? And don't you get 25% from obliterate and only 15 from spark? And then also, doesn't obliterate work even if your striker drone is down? But what happens when your striker drone goes down? You lose that spark damage, right? Where that never happens with obliterate. Now, I guess if you weren't going to run crits, like if you were going to go no crits, then striker would make sense in that scenario. But then at the same time, what is going to be stronger? The striker chest, which is giving you an additional 25% amp damage, or the spark chest is going to give you 15% weapon damage? So the 25% amp damage would win in that scenario. Ah, do not blow up next to me. I mean, I'm sounding negative on purpose because that's what happens with Spark constantly to me. Like, it's not that I don't want to use Spark. Like, I wish I could. I just keep finding better ones. Like on the Striker build, there's no way that the Spark chest is going to be stronger than the Striker chest. Even if you combine it with like a Fenris, right? Even if you combine it with Fenris, then 10% Fenris, 50% Spark is 25% weapon damage. But again, Striker chest is 25% amp damage, and you're still going to need that fourth piece of Striker somewhere. So, which is going to end up being on your mask in that case, you know? And so you could run Fenris on your mask, and then you're back to, oh, Striker chest is just flat out better. Well, that's kind of a nice one. And so there's certain gear pieces that are always like that for me, where it's just like I always find something better, and it sucks. You know what I mean? I wish I didn't, but it does. Those are the ones that need to be tailored. Those are the talents that need to be tailored. Because they'll be like, oh, they're nice, but they need an advantage, and they don't have one. I mean, the only one I guess I could think of is, like, it would have to be a skill build. I mean, I think that's where Spark just makes the most sense. It would be a skill build where you're trying to bring more damage to your primary weapon. Those are the ones that make sense for me. And so that's why I was saying, like, maybe if I made the Striker build into a skill build again, you know, like the perfect blend. So we've already done that. But in that original build, we used glass cannon and the Striker chest. So even the Striker chest makes more sense on the skill build, Striker skill build. We'd end up with the Striker chest. There's Energize, that's what I'm talking about. Using one armor kit grants one skill tier or overcharge. So if you run the perfectly efficient, then you can proc overcharge, but you know, it's kind of lame. Because you got to take damage in order to get your overcharge. So I guess like Spark, the only build I can think of where it makes sense with Spark is if like you were running like all skill tiers and then running like 3 pieces of Hannah, 1 piece of Walker, and a Fenris, and then like no crits, and it goes skill damage. You know what I'm saying? That's the only build that I can think of that would work good with that. Where you're going no crits, you want no crits. And then no gear sets either, because then the gear sets are gonna outperform it. So it's possible. So you'd have to be like, you know what I'm saying? So you'd be like 3 pieces of Hannah, because Hannah's gonna give you weapon damage. So you're going for base weapon damage, basically. See that? So you got skill haste, skill damage, 5% weapon damage from Hannah. So you run 3 pieces of Hannah, and then you run 1 piece of Walker as a skill build, though, like something like that, which is gonna give you another 5% weapon damage, right? And then you run a Fenris chest piece. So I wouldn't go for perfect killer, because or perfect spark, because I think that's on. Is that on a Gruppo? Is that right? And so, but we're not. You don't want crits, and so, because if you do, then you might as well go with obliterate, which is gonna give you 25%, right? So I would run this like a Fenris, an all yellow Fenris possibly, or you could run a sacrifice that's not. I don't have an all yellow Fenris here, but I'd probably run, anyways, the all yellow Fenris as that'd be my 5th piece. And so we're getting that 10% assault rifle damage, and then I'd run Spark on that. But I gotta ask you, dude, why wouldn't you run Spotter? That's 15% amp damage. What do you want more? Amp damage or weapon damage? And the Spotter also amps your skills. You see, there's always something better. I would totally put Spotter on that build, because you're gonna be running Technician anyways, right? There's always something better. So it's just like, so why wouldn't you? And I guess if you, in case you rather have that mod, but you're not running crit, so you don't need a crit chance mod. So it's okay to have the tac link pointer, right? Spark is just like, God, I can never find. There's always something better than Spark, which is why I've never created a Spark build. I wish we could figure that out. So I thought we were onto something just there, but then I just talked myself out of it again. But Constantino, you can't put crits on a Spark build, because then you might as well use Obliterate and get 25% weapon damage, or Glass Cannon, or Spotter. Constantino, would you rather have 15% amp damage for your skills and your weapon, or 15% weapon damage? You know, it's a rhetorical question. I know what the right answer is, right? You know what I mean? I know I'm sounding pessimistic about the talent, but that's because I am pessimistic about the talent. There's a few talents, like I said, there's a few talents in the game that I wish I could use, and it's not that I don't try, but every time I do, they're just like, there's always something better to run. And so I'd be running it in vain just to run it. And I wouldn't be giving you the best build, you know? And so, Luck, Lee, Huckleberry, Huckerby. What's up, man? Appreciate you. Thanks for chiming in. Glad you made a live stream too. I don't think I've seen you catch a live one. And so I guess my point is, like, if we were gonna make, this is how it works. This is how it would work, okay? Like, if we were gonna make a Spark build, and I'm not saying we can't, but if we are, then it would have to be a build specifically for Spark, you know? And it would be like this, the best build for Spark. And so it wouldn't be the best build in the game, or the best hybrid build, or the best, you know, assault rifle build, or the best skill build. It'd be the best build for Spark. Saying, like, if you're gonna run Spark, this is the best way to run it for these reasons. You know what I mean? And that's because there's always gonna be a chest talent that's better than Spark. I mean, Spotter alone is huge, right? And then you got, and so I get why Glass Cannon isn't always an option, because some of you guys don't like to run Glass Cannon, so I get that. And so Glass Cannon aside, you know what I mean? You still got Obliterate, you still got, whatchamacallit, Spotter, which is hands down, in that case, gonna be the better one. And then there's even Overwatch that's better. Why is Overwatch better? Because it also powers up your skills too, right? It's two-way. Better look out behind us, Miranda. Of course I get hit by that fucking grenade. as I was leaving. Gotta take care of these guys now. Not even part of the fight. It's annoyances. I just hit you with that fucking bolt. And so anyway, so my point is like, we'd have to make a build specifically for Spark that would be outside of the norm of like the best version of this build. It'd be the best version for this chest piece, you know what I mean? Which could be helpful for those that, but that'd be like, I really want to run Spark, and that's why I'm running this build for the, you know. But the truth is, you might really want to run Spotter, you know what I mean? Like, but I have like, I mean, this is, you know, I'm a little picky about this stuff too, like, you know what I mean? So that's why, like, I haven't created a merciless build to date, because I think the weapon is basically trash. And I get that request a lot. Everybody's always like, hey, Tux, build a merciless build, you know? But it's like, it's not that I haven't tried it. It sucks. The gun sucks. I can't put my stamp of approval on it, you know what I mean? I try. Haven't been able to. And I love the challenge. I mean, shit, I created a 511 build. And I love it. You know what I mean? So I love the challenge. It's not like I'm not willing to work hard. It's just like, it's just one of those ones. It's just like, no matter what build pieces you add on it, there's always a better option. That's what comes out with like the Merciless. It's just like, you're better off with a different gun. You're just better off with a different gun. How are you gonna roll through everything? Oh my god, you're an elite gymnast. Swag King in the house. There we go. It's kind of a fight right there.
Supply room access unlocked.
John, but you can't use Spark with Tag Team, right? Because Spark is on your chest and Tag Team is also on your chest. I wish you could though. I see the logic there. What up, Raw Rowdy? Do you find a merciless build that you like? Please share. Type it out. Okay, so let's try the 4-piece striker with Memento. This is would be an entirely different build though, right? The reason why is because versatile is the critical activated component with the build. So taking out versatile makes it a completely different build. Keep that in mind. So we're now working on a different build by putting on the Memento. That's that easy. You can change one piece and you no longer have the same build. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Suckler, it's not bad. Gilligard, not bad. 612, no. We sort of already have that Suckler chest. We're gonna pick that one up anyways. I guess we would run a Grupo mask. Pick up more crits. Obviously more. What would you rather have? 15% crit hit damage or 15% weapon damage? Can anybody answer that? Or 10% SMG damage, which is better? Dubster! So the correct answer, if you didn't know, is crit hit damage. So if you're making a choice, so you have to make a choice, of course, right? So do you go 15% weapon damage on your chest, or do you go 15% crit hit damage on your mask? You would choose 15% crit hit damage. That's going to be more damage output than if you would put like Spark on your chest or something like that. And then also because you don't want to lose the 25% amplified damage off of your chest piece. Again, what's more valuable, 25% amplified damage on your chest or 15% weapon damage from Spark? You would want to press the advantage for more amp damage, but also you want that additional 15% crit hit damage off of your mask. So by adding the backpack, basically we're getting rid of versatile. So this is going to be a weaker build because you're losing what, guys? What are we losing? 35% amp damage. Is that a little bit or a lot? Well, if you have 30% weapon damage on your backpack because you're now at full stacks of trophies, what's going to be more valuable? 30% weapon damage from your trophies or 35% amplified damage from versatile? Well, I'll give you the easy answer. 35% amplified damage from versatile is going to be more valuable than the 30% weapon damage from trophies, right? Okay, now when you bring in the short-term buffs from the trophies, right? You're also going to be picking up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another 30% weapon damage. So 30% plus 30% is going to be 60%. Now, so when you pick up a trophy for 10 seconds, you'll be stronger than versatile. Once you're at full stacks, though, so it takes time to get there, obviously. Now, the unfortunate side is it takes 30 seconds to get there. So, that's basically a control point. You got solo. So playing in a group, it's going to take you maybe 2 control points to get there. So let's just see how long that takes us to get there. Let's head up here, I guess. I'll go to fast travel. So yeah, versatile is better than the Memento back. I mean, if you can put 35% amp damage on your back, you take that advantage. And the Apartment is one of the SMGs that allows you to do that because it's not like the Dark Winter, right? Where the Dark Winter is going to reset. So let me show you the build where we're at. There you go. So again, this is going to be a weaker build, but we're just going through some changes. Use the merciless with new reliable and whatever pistol.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and brave the close of day. Rage against the dying of the light.
Okay, so unfortunately, we're not gonna have an advantage. I mean, we could just skip the reload. We can swap weapons, but we now lost that 35% amplified damage advantage from swapping weapons. So something to keep in mind. So we can start out a little bit weaker too. I mean, we're gonna get a little bit. We got a team here, so we'll get a little bit of team buffs and team support too. So keep that. So that'll help a little bit. So we still got a little ways to get till we get our backpack. Oh, fuck you, I pulsed you. God damn it. Oh, that's so bullshit. Haha. Look at our civilians. They're way back there. Look at our civilians. See you later, Lee. Thanks for hanging, man. Hey, Raw Rowdy, have you been able to, were you able to determine if you could kill an elite with a single mag? Just like an average elite with a single mag using the Merciless? Because that's what I had trouble doing, and I was using perfect glass cannon. And I wasn't able to use a single mag to take out an elite with those explosions. Perfect glass cannon, right? Yeah, I don't know. My feelings on this build is probably don't run it. Unless you just really want to run a Memento. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's just, I guess what I'm saying is just like, it's just a build. You know what I mean? Like, there's no real intent behind it. It's not especially tailored for the apartment. It's like, it's just to wear the Memento. You know what I mean? That's all. That's what this build is right here. It's just because, oh, I have to wear the Memento. That's the only reason why you run this build. And so, I mean, maybe in solo that could be a little bit more advantage. You could have a little bit more advantage because you got a little bit of armor regen and an armor core, but there's nothing that stands out and why this would be an exceptional apartment build. You know what I mean? Like playing into the town or whatever. I mean, you still got the striker thing, so we still got that going for us. So we still got the boost there, but you know, I think I'd just way rather have the burst damage, you know? So I don't know. So yeah, I mean, I don't really feel like it's really that much advantage. And I'm a big fan of the Memento, so that's saying something, you know? Big fan of the Memento. So like, to me, not to run the Memento is, you know, saying like, yeah, I mean, it works. Of course it works. It's the Memento and it's an SMG. Of course it works. Of course it works. You know what I mean? You just can't deny that 35% amp damage though. You know what I mean? This, the burst. I mean, the reason, so I was playing, what makes me say that is I was playing and I was noticing I wasn't fit. I'd have to reload to finish off an elite, and that bothered me, you know? And once we get full trophy stack, sure, it might be different, but I don't want to wait to get there. The whole mission is, the control point's done, and we're not there yet. We're gonna have to fight 2 more control points. And if we go down all the way, then we're gonna have to start all over again, right? You know the routine. So run the Memento if you want to. If you're playing solo, maybe it's a good little option for you. But 35% amp damage. Again, time to kill is survivability, and that's what that versatile is bringing you. But again, it works. There's just no perk you're really pulling off of it. Yeah, it really depends. Interesting fact. So we got 4 active clans on the Xbox that stay relatively full, and they're really active. We got, I think, 3 on PlayStation, maybe 4 on PlayStation, and then we got 1 on PC as well. But our clans play, so. And we have rules about it too, you know, simple rules, the basic rules. You know, the minimum rules for our clans are you have to play the game. So, and some clans they're a little bit different from one clan to the other. Some have a 2-week threshold, some have 30 days. So, you know, if you don't log in 2 weeks or 30 days, depending on the clan, then they're gonna replace you with somebody that's more active. Because we always get requests for people that want to join the clans. So that's the least we can do is make sure that they're active players that are inside the clans. And then the other one is you got to have a mic. And then the other one is you got to group up sometimes. Not every day, not constantly, but just sometimes. Because that's why you join clans, is to play with others. So those are just basic rules, you know. But we're not all about raids, which is pretty cool, pretty unique. You know, we do raids because it's part of the game and it's an important element, but you know, we're not just a raid clan and you know, that's all we do is raids. There's more to this game, so we make sure that we're well-rounded. God damn it. Jesus Christ, this one guy's killing everybody? Alright, I'm out of here. Worship a tux doll. Come on, destroy your words. That's not one. Mohammed, what's up, man? What's going on? Good to see you back, bro. I'm gonna go fetch my we've already nailed the build for the apartment, so I'm gonna go ahead and fetch my my merciless. I gotta go to my other character, so that's what I'm gonna do here. So I gotta log out because I gotta grab my merciless. But I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. Like it doesn't matter. Glass cannon, you know, all the weapon handling in the world. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, let's see if we can kill one elite. Unless it changed, you know, they could give it a stealth buff. That might be the case. They buff things, you know. And so it's not my first rodeo on that merciless though. I pick it up all the time, and every time I do, I'm disappointed. But I would be happy if we were able to nail it, because I know you guys want to use that gun, and you should use it. You know, it's like it's one of the easiest exotics to get. It's like one of the first exotics you get. You should have a build for it, you know. And I like explosions. Somebody was saying in our stream last night or yesterday that explosion damage works on it, so we're gonna have to test that. I was pretty sure that they changed that, right? Does that still work? So we're gonna have to run like demolitionist and see if that gives us a damage buff, right? Okay, it's not on this character. Shooter doc. Adulting sucks at times. Yeah, it does. Hence video games. Crazy Agent Adam. I know. I've been trying to block these guys, and they just changed the name to Best Cams. It's so funny. Actually, let me while I'm waiting for this to load up. Let me go to. They're really persistent. This spam thing. I keep dealing with them basically. So they're using best cams dot. So now I gotta block that. There we go. Okay, so let me see if this character has got the merciless. Should. There it is. Okay, let me switch it over to my main. I am full on all my characters, you see that? I have to delete some real things. Again, I need to create my fourth character too. I haven't done that earlier. I thought I saw you saying that, somebody. Crazy. Deleting your fourth agent. Yeah, I need to start my fourth. I haven't officially started my fourth. I've been kind of like dreading it. Anybody on the Xbox needs to start another character, wants to roll with me to do that, that'd be cool. Did you guys know, like, if you play with somebody that's already ranked up, like play with somebody that's, have somebody join you that's, you know, over level 40 in New York while you're ranking up your character, they can help you open those safe houses faster, which means you can do less running and more fast traveling. So, little tip when you start new characters, have somebody run with you that's has their map unlocked.
Agent, pilot Torres is cleared for transport to Kelly College. Entering
All right, let's get back on our boys. Join group here. Okay, then we'll head back to the White House. All right, here we go. Let's get this going. Foot Soldier, if you're on Discord, that would work better, bro. I mean, you're welcome to post whatever you want here, of course. Okay, so let's try to use this Merciless. So it's gonna be tough because we got a little bit of slot issues, but we'll see what we can do. So Merciless, there you go. Okay, and then let's just go all power. Okay, so you can go raw, crazy power right now. 7.6, 7.1. So we're gonna delete that because 7.6 is better. So we're gonna go. Best in slot for this would be the Fox's Prayers because it's a rifle, right? It's a rifle. And ours is God roll. So let's go ahead and delete that junk so we can have at least that one slot or two. All right, and then the Contractor's Gloves, of course. Let me pull some in. Crit damage, probably. Got 2 headshot damage last year. Actually, pull those ones in. And then we'll re-roll it, the crits. So there's our multiplicative damage, right?
Agent down.
Now let's put on our, I'm gonna go Perfect Sacrifice, so we're gonna deal with that shitty handling that it has, because we need to see if we can at least kill somebody first, right? Can we kill somebody? So we're gonna run the Vigilance, one of the strongest backpacks in the game. And then Grupo and Cheska would be next. Well, we could go Walker actually, because we need more weapon damage. Because the reason why is because it's going to give us amplified damage from the explosions. So it's dealing 500% more weapon damage. So the more weapon damage you have, the more that explosion damage is going to lift it. And so I guess we can go Cheska if we wanted to. No, I don't think we need to. So let's go crit chance. There we go. And then I think we probably do crit damage. Yeah. Gonna go crit damage on the backpack. There we go. I mean, I don't think it can get any stronger than that. What do you guys say? And can you make it stronger? I mean, we got Fox's Contractors, the Sacrifice. We're critted out everywhere. And then we got weapon damage. I mean, we can go a little bit more crit damage, but we want weapon the reason why I'm choosing the weapon damage is because, I mean, I could put like an improvised piece here, for example. It's because we want to make that explosion stronger off of the piece there, right? And it's 500% weapon damage. So 500% of your weapon damage, basically, right? So somebody was saying, so we're gonna try this right now with Gunner, and then somebody was saying that if you add explosive damage, I gotta change my talent, my weaponry. It needs to have rifles. That's the marksman rifle. So let's take off shotguns. Put on rifle. Okay. 207. All right. I mean, there might be a use case for tip of spear on this too. So let's put it on elite, okay? So let's see if it's been about 3 months since I've used this. So we're hitting over 1.1 million. Okay, so that's good. That's what glass can. Oh, the explosions were delayed. What the hell was that about? Okay. Is that making sense to anybody? Why it's doing that? Let's do a name. Maybe we need him to be stronger. Okay. Let me read it closer. It says, this weapon fires on trigger, pull, and release. So if both bullets hit the same enemy, gain a stack. So it doesn't matter how many bullets you land. You need the front and the back to land to get a stack. At 7 stacks, shooting an enemy deals 500% amp and 500% weapon damage. Okay, so let's count those stacks. So 1 stack, 2 stacks, 3 stacks, 4 stacks, 5 stacks, 7, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so now we need to see if it'll gonna kill this enemy. It doesn't. Does that bother anybody, or is that just me? Does that bother anybody? I see you, Gizu. I see you, bro. I'll test that. That'll be good to know. But look at that. He's still alive. That's just a named enemy. All right, 1. He's still alive. And so, if we're going off of just the damage, like 1.5 million or whatever, like if you're just going off of that, well, I don't know, wouldn't you just be better off running like the baker's dozen? You know what I mean? If that's what's really killing the enemy, the explosions or the gun, the damage. Because that explosion isn't doing shit, in my opinion. I mean, let's get a new enemy here. Let's get rid of this guy. Okay, brand new enemy. Look. So he's full armor. Let's see how many our explosions get. I mean, look, it took like a 1.5 armor bars off of him because the rest is weapon damage. So one explosion took 1.5 armor bars off of him? Holy shit, that means nothing to me. Absolutely nothing. My bullets would do faster than that. Let me switch guns. Or let me use the apartment. Look at that. Look how much faster the apartment kills him. All right, I mean, it's just like, that means nothing to lose that little bit of armor. Like, look at this. I mean, the explosions do nothing. That's why we're running the gun, is for the explosions, not for the weapon damage. I don't give a shit about the weapon damage. I'm running it for the explosions. I can go get a stronger rifle than this, okay? So we need those explosions to do something, and they're not. Okay, let's get a measure, and then let's add some explosive damage, because people are reporting that it's helping. Okay, so... Okay, so we're looking where he's at, all right? And we lost about 2 there. So let's try to get... Let's see, he's still got a little bit of armor left there, so about 1.5. We need to reset it, unfortunately. Actually, let's just go invulnerable. It won't matter. Okay, so he's full armor, right? Well, I'm gonna show a lot more pulled off. What's going on here? Now we got team buffs too. Remember that. There's team buffs happening. We need to look at that. Let's go back to elite. See what we got. Damage to status affected targets, which that won't count. Nothing there. He's giving us damage to targets out of cover, so we got 5% damage to targets out of cover. So in reality, this is going to be weaker without a team, of course. It's hard to gauge on this enemy. Okay, so he's got 1 armor bar. This should kill this guy. Well, nope. I don't know what happened. Let's build our stack somewhere else and then try to kill him. If I can get this to work. Okay. Full armor. Let's see what an explosion does. About 3/4, would you say? A little bit more? Yeah, about 75, maybe 80%. 80% of his armor. That's not bad. It doesn't kill him though. But maybe if you count the mag and then that, still doesn't kill him. That sucks. That's what I'm talking about right there. He's still alive. Still alive. So let me finish him off. Okay, what I'm gonna do is clear my mag, and we're gonna start from 0. We get this explosion out. Jesus Christ. Just give it to me. Okay. So mag cleared. Okay. So we're gonna see if a single mag with the explosion can take out a single elite. Damn it. You see my frustration? Like there was an explosion hidden in him. So let me reset it. Fuck. All right, here we go. New elite, 0 primers. So what we're gonna do is see if a single mag plus the explosion can kill him. Okay, here comes the 7. Here goes explosion. Okay, so it can. So that's a perfect scenario. Obviously, he's not moving, and that's with the glass cannon on it. The glass cannon. Yeah, I mean, it'll work different in the range. I mean, this is the truth about it. It's like you gotta land the bolt on the binary trigger. You gotta land both to get the stack. So the reality is, like, if you're not getting the stacks, this is probably a more realistic situation here. Okay, so if you're not getting both the stacks, then it's all sort of pointless. So when your targets are moving, my point is like it's gonna take you a long time to get those stacks on the same target, right? From the same target, it's gonna take multiple targets to build up those stacks, unless it's a big chunga or something like that. I mean, we'll try it in the field. We'll try it in the field. First, we just need to find a build. Okay, but that aside, let's go ahead and put this. Let's go ahead and put on some explosive damage. The easiest way to test explosive damage is just, well, we need the base damage. Vulnerable, okay, and vulnerable. So we need to see what the explosive damage is, okay? So we need to. It should be a gold number. There it is. So 1.683. Let's try it again. Consistency, and then we're gonna change the build. 1.683. Okay. So if we put on Demolitionist, that should give us 10% more explosive damage. Okay, you see that right here? 10% increased explosive damage. It says and that's good on effects, which is what we're working on here. So we just need to make sure. So let's break off shotguns and then let's put on rifle. More damage there. Okay, so then let's activate that. So we were at 1.68, and so we just need to get larger than that. And it sounds like people are reporting that explosive damage is equating to more. Okay, so we need to break 1.683. It didn't give me a number. It was blank. And it's blank again. I don't know why. And it's blank. 1.772 though. I did see a number there. It's just not gold anymore. I don't know why. I don't understand what's happening. The numbers are different colors than before. So, but I'm looking at the blue one. There's a blue number that's popping up, and it is showing higher. It is higher at 1.818. You see that? 1.683. $1.818. 1.683, so it goes down and then up. That's really confusing to me. I don't know why it's going down and up. It's an explosive. 1.683. Was that what we were getting before? I mean, am I just missing it? 1.683 again. And then we're also seeing a 6 million number there too. 6445 plus 1.683. So I'm gonna have to switch back because, yeah, I saw the 6 million number too, but there's also the explosion itself. So let's go back to Gunner. Let's activate that and see again. We have to go see if the numbers are gonna be weird again. I'm going back and forth here.
It's a new life for me. Yeah, it's a new
All right. So 1.683, and we saw 1.8, and we also saw 6.4, at least 6.4. So 1.683. 6.75. See, it's the same number. You guys saw that. 6.75. 1.683 is 6.5. So that number's not changing. It's just that every now and again we were getting a blue number that was reporting in at 1.8. We're no longer seeing that. You see that? So the 6 million number is the same. It's 6.5, 6.3. It's everywhere in between. It's that gold number that we're looking at. That's the explosive, right? $1.683. So there's two. That's why there's two numbers there, right? So you're seeing 500% amplified damage. So that's the 6.5 million number. Okay, that's my guess. And then you also creates a 7-meter explosion that's dealing 500% weapon damage. That's the gold number. That's the 1.6 or 1.8. We also saw it at 1.8 on the other one. So I think we're not getting 1.8 with Gunner. Oh, there we are. We are. I just saw it. 1.6. And every now and again, it'll be a blue one. There it is right there. 1.818. So I'm not seeing any increase on explosive damage. That's exactly what we were getting with the other build. 1.683. I think people are just maybe not testing. Oh, there we go. 2.3. How did we get that high? We're gonna have to leave the group because I think our team's changing shit. You know what I mean? I think we're getting random team buffs and it's making our numbers. Yeah, so I mean, like, if you want to test builds, probably best, you know, if you have really confusing numbers like that, jump on your own. Yeah, I saw some crazy high number. It jumped up so high, I was like, something changed. It might have been outside of our build. You know what I mean? That's why I'm changing to solo. Too many team variables. Okay. So there's 1.6, 2.1. 2.1 might have been the amp damage. Let's see there. So 2.3, 1.8. They shouldn't be next to each other because we should only be getting one explosive damage. See that? I don't know why we're getting two numbers there. Oh, that's the high, I think, without our team buffs. There it is, 6 million, 1.6. Now that's consistent. The numbers are really inconsistent, guys. I gotta say. 6.4, 1.6 again. We should see two numbers like that, though. Should always be two numbers. 2.3 right there, 1.8, which is, that doesn't make any sense. That means does that sound higher or lower? That's lower, right? Because it should be 6 million plus basically should be 6.5 plus 1.7 at least. So 2 million plus 1 million isn't high. See, that's 2 million plus 1 million. That's bad. That looks good to you, but it was bad. Should we pump them all in the head then, maybe? Or all in the chest? So 1.6, is that the difference? So pump them all in the head? Oh, we got 8 there. I guess if we do them all in the head, then maybe that was the difference. Like, massive the same. $4.5, so that one was lower, but either way. $1.64 So I think we're back to what, 6 million plus 1.8. There's 8 right there. 1.6 plus 8. I think we're gonna get higher than that. There's 1.8 right there. $1.6 again. $1.7. That was better. So we've seen as high as 1.8. Can we get to 2 million on the blue? I don't know why there's two numbers there. I saw 2.3 and 1.8. That confuses me. See that right there? That's confusing me. Is one of those supposed to be the amp damage and then it dropped, saying that the amp damage is dropped really low? See, there's 1.8 right there. What I'm looking for is a 2 million plus a 6 million. That's what I'm looking for. 2 million explosion on 6 million amp. That's not it. $1.8 plus 6.3, so that's closer. That might be as high as it goes. $1.6 and 8.4. I see. It's okay. So, I mean, that's the highest number we've seen. So 8.4 plus 1.6. So that's 10 million right there combined. Eight, 9, almost 10 million. Or that was 8, 9. That was over 10 million right there. So again, this is without the explosive buff. There it is. It's 10 million even. So we were able to go over 10 million. 6. That's lower. 8, 9, 9,800. I think basically the highest I've seen is 10,000,003. 10,300,000. Eight, not, that's it right there. 9, 10,300,000. That was 10,300,000. So I think that might be as high as it goes. So let's go ahead and go add that explosive damage and then see. So we need to break 10,300,000 between the amp and the weapon damage. And that would tell us that explosive damage is working on it. And I think it might be. It was just, we were getting numbers all over the place. So if we could just break 10,300,000, we could say that's the case. So that was it right there. 8, 9. That was already 10. Broke it. That was 10,400,000. Eight. See that? That's 9. That was 10,200,000. So not quite, but close. No. Eight, 9, 10,100,000. No. This might be lower. No. I thought I saw it before, but it might be wrong. I don't know why it'd be lower though. It should be at least the same. Eight, 9, yeah, 10,100,000. It's close. Close to the same, but just slightly lower. By like 100,000. Yeah, I'm getting slightly lower numbers is what I'm getting. But it's a small difference. Like 150,000 lower. So yeah, that's lower. I don't see any reason why we'd be getting less damage though. But that seems to be the case. Any ideas? What up, Parker? The explosion can hit another target within 7 meters, yes. Okay, let's try to get that high number. We're still going here. 8, 9, there it is. 8, 9, 9,700 plus 6. Yeah, so that's higher by 300. Slight increase. But that was the highest number we've seen so far. See that? 8, 9,000, that was lower. We did catch it though. The one right out of the gate there. It's not like a wow amount though. There it is right there. So that was 1,600 plus 8,700. Did you guys see that? 1,600 plus 8,700. So it's 10,300. So it's not a huge increase, but it was a little bit more. A little bit more is a little bit more. See if I can get it again. There it is. 8,000,002 plus 1.6. Nope. Needs to be 8,000,006. 8,000,007. It's the amp damage that's doing the big jump. That's what's coming out higher. It's the amp damage. It's annoying as hell though. Like, just give me a consistent number, right? This is very inconsistent though, I gotta say. Part of it's probably the handling, you know what I mean? Again, we're running glass cannon, so I'm looking for peak damage. And that's just standing at the range, trying to get a consistent peak damage number, and we're not getting it is kind of annoying. There it is, 82, 1600. Nope, still not it. I need to get it one more time. And we'll call it quits. 82, 1600, no. We need that number to be like 8,600,000. No. So that got to be the perfect headshot, apparently. 826, no. That number's pretty consistent though. Which is not higher than the last one. That's why we need that 8,000,006. It's so inconsistent, to be honest with you, and this is what I gotta say about it. Let's just say we saw 8.6, we did. We saw 8.6 million plus 1.7 million. It was something like that, right? So that was getting us to 10 million, basically 10,300,000 to 10,500,000, somewhere in that range. So we were getting 10,200,000 with running Gunner. You know what I mean? So I'm not so sure. This is just like my hunch. My hunch is like, I'm not so sure running the extra explosive damage is worth it. Because it's gonna take, my guess, knowing the gun, it takes so much just to get your primers to land. Remember? You gotta look, it says right there that both bullets have to hit the same enemy to gain a stack. Both bullets need to hit the same enemy to gain a stack. So, you know how enemies are running around and being crazy and stuff like that. And so, in this gun, you know, it doesn't have the worst handling in the world. I mean, we don't have any weapon handling spec'd in, and it's not that bad, you know? I mean, let's play a little bit more range. I mean, go for the chest. I mean, no need to get a headshot. I mean, it does have a rise, but, I mean, you don't need to land headshots with it. I don't think that's the idea of this rifle, is it? Play at a medium range. Like, I mean, we don't need to go for headshots, do we? I don't think that's the name of the game with this rifle. It's like, I think what you should be worried about mostly is landing those primers. And if you're going for the head all the time, then great, but you're also going to be missing. And so, if you want to run braced over glass cannon, you can do that, but, you know, you're missing out on a lot of damage. But of course it's going to make it into a laser beam. Brace does that for any weapon. So it's not really anything to brag about. But let's run more. It's going to give us more explosive damage if I run this one anyways. So this is good to try. Obviously it's going to be no glass cannon. So I'd figure it'd be less, but let's go ahead and give it a whirl. Yeah, it's lost at least 1 million there. And that's it. 7,600,000. So you're pulling the trigger a lot, right? So, I mean, landing your shots is gonna be important, so I could see the perk of running braced. What's up, OG? But I'm just not so sure I need to run the extra explosive damage for a couple 100,000 points. That's even with glass cannon. I don't know if that's worth it for me. What do you guys think? Is it worth it? You know, a couple 100,000 points, and you have to, and you're running double grupo where you could add, I don't know, anything else. You run a Cheska instead. I don't know. You know what I mean? What up, Jason? So that's I mean, everybody is going to be a little bit different on that one, but you know, for me, it's just like, you know, you're hitting 10 million, you're hitting 10 million. You know, like 10,300,000, 10,200,000 on a gun that is so hard to actually land your bullets. Like, I don't think that extra explosive damage is worth it. But let's just go try to run it with Brace out there in the world. We'll go ahead and go to District Union Arena. And let's just see, you know, how the handling is, to kind of get a feel for it a little bit. See what we could do with it. I mean, because in the testing range, you're looking at numbers, and it just doesn't really, it doesn't tell the story, right? It doesn't tell a story. You just see numbers, and it's just like, okay, great, you know. But when you get out there, it is important to figure out what the highest number is. So that's always something that I do on a build. You know, what is the highest number on this build? And then from there, I go fixing what's wrong with it, you know. So let's see here. So if we don't have glass cannon again, we're running the max explosive damage on this. Oh no, we could run China, but I don't have a good all red China right now. So, I mean, I might have one I saved for this build, actually. I just picked it up. I might have had to delete it, though. Yeah, here it is. So I got one with crit. So we can run this one later. It's got Hasbro, but, you know, take off the skill tier, run a weapon damage. So it could be something. But let's see what this can just do. You know, survivability aside and all that stuff, right? Like, I'll put this onto a fixer. Using the turret as a decoy. So put some shots. So don't worry about survivability right now. I haven't spec'd that into the build. So this tank could be a good one right there. If we can send that tank back. If we can send that tank back, that's a good sign. Did we send it back? Went blind. Yeah, it went back. So that's a good sign. God, these fucking things. Yeah, we might have to start over. Let me just start over. This tank's overwhelming us, which is not a good sign. But
got your objective. Don't let anything stand in your way.
so, Sinner, you think we're going 3 strikers better than 4-piece striker? You know, losing all that amp damage, everything. What did you give up the amp damage for? Braced? So what happens to all the primers on a target that dies otherwise? Those are wasted primers? You know what I mean? So I'm adding primers to a guy, then he dies from a bullet. All those primers are wasted? Is that what's going on? Damn. And from here, I'm wondering if we can do that, anything with that amp damage otherwise. Is it only applicable to the explosion? Damn, that explosion didn't kill that tank. That's irritating. It was a red tank. And I'm out of ammo. How am I out of ammo? We're in the first wave. How is that even possible? Was there something wrong? Did it come with the wrong? I mean, okay, let's go back to the White House and reset. Something's wrong. Seriously wrong.
Serious trauma detected.
I'm gonna kill myself apparently. It's not letting me. How are we out of ammo, guys? That's a major issue. Okay, I'm full. That's full ammo. Am I wrong? Let me go to the White House or the safe house just in case. So that's a big issue. So you can't run demolitionist. That means because that's a big issue. Dude. We weren't even past the first wave or the first checkpoint, and we ran out of ammo. And when you die, it refills your ammo. So we were at full ammo. But I'm gonna go back to this safe house just in case. If that's the case, that means the gun's not powerful enough, right? We say that about every build. If we run out of your ammo gauge is a really good way of measuring your build's power or its accuracy, both. Now we have braced on this thing, so I hope it's not the accuracy. Okay, let's see where we are now. 504. Okay, so maybe we're only at half. Okay, so that could have been it. Thank Jesus. That would have been really bad. No, I know how Striker works on this gun. I've done that like 50 times. The 3-piece Striker merciless build has been around since Striker came out. It's just that in title update 14, they buffed Striker. So that means that 3 pieces is, in most cases, is usually an outdated format, except for the Pestilence, because the 4th piece doesn't work on the Pestilence. So.
Agent killed.
Of course, you're getting more handling in RPMs, which sort of helps. The RPMs aren't a big help because it's a binary trigger, but it's a little bit of a help. I think I'd want the amp damage though. So that's annoying. So we died and it only gave us half our ammo. Why? Is that a glitch? That doesn't normally do that, in case you didn't know. So if you play this and you die, before you get to the next checkpoint, you'll get full ammo back. Jesus, we're getting wrecked.
Agent killed.
You've got your objective. Don't let anything stand in your way.
See, we're at 252 ammo again. It shouldn't be like that. It might be something with the binary trigger that is detecting. I don't know. It doesn't have to happen on Legendary though. So I know that because I do this like 50 billion times a day. If you die, it'll give you back whatever ammo you showed up with. And I went through the safe house and I refilled my ammo. And then when we died, it gave us half the ammo. So, again, you're not so much looking for what your weapon damage is, are you? What are you guys watching when you watch this build? What are you looking at? Are you looking at the explosions, or are you looking at what the bullets are doing? Because if you're looking at what the bullets are doing, I could tell you, you might want to just use the, like, Baker's dozen. I think it might outperform this build. I mean, this is a combo weapon, so I mean, so I say that lightly, like, meaning, like, you know, I could tell that it's not intended, the explosions aren't intended to be strong enough on their own. They're not, and that's true, they're not. What I think what it's supposed to be doing is like, okay, you know, get your target down to weaken them a lot with your bullets, right? And then let the explosion kind of finish them off. I think that's what the idea is. We're out of ammo again, so we're not going to be able to finish this. It's really annoying. Okay, let me reset this because that's annoying. Yeah, you're looking at the. I mean, if you look at the bullet damage column, I mean, I hear that. I just like, wouldn't you just rather run the M1A then? I mean,
Don't let anything stand in your way.
it's got better handling and
You've got your
it's going to be critting at like somewhere between 3 and 6 million. Yeah. No, yeah, we'll test. Yeah, I see what you guys say about the striker. We'll test the striker route. We're just not there yet. We just need to get by this ammo situation. It might have an ammo glitch on this gun. It might be related to the gun, so we're gonna see here. So I just reloaded on ammo. Yeah. We'll try the striker. That might be the best way to go. What do you predict, Singeist? Do you, Singeist, however you say it, sorry. So look, now we're at 500 ammo, okay? I'm gonna reset this again, just to be clear. So, if we die, we should be at 500 ammo again, starting. Any other weapon works that way.
don't let anything
So,
stand in your way.
if we get glitch out again, I'm gonna test this with a different weapon. And see if it's specific to the Merciless, that glitch. Because of the binary trigger.
Vital signs critical.
The ammo hasn't moved. Oh, I guess that makes sense because we haven't reloaded. Okay, so we died. So we are 4 something. Let's see if we go back to full. There we go. Back to full. Okay. So we're back to good standing. That's how it should be. When you die, your ammo should be back to full, which it wasn't happening earlier. The game is just acting up, apparently. I mean, I don't really think we need any more handling than this. So, I mean, like, to run Striker with Braced would be overkill, big time. Braced usually fixes everything that you possibly could need on a weapon for handling. I mean, if you need Braced plus something else, you probably shouldn't run that weapon. You know what I mean?
Rage. Rage. Against the dying, the light. Though wise men at their end, no dark is right. Because their words had fought no lasting day. Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage.
Damn, that was upsetting, guys. So the explosion on that purple tank was basically nothing, man. Basically nothing. I put all seven stacks into that tank. The bullets are doing more damage than the explosions. That was a little bit better. Goddamn the armor. Ammo is an issue, though. actually. I mean, we haven't run out of ammo, but we've exhausted 50%. That's with braced. I mean, we don't have gunner, right? We're running demolitionist for that extra explosive damage. Go and scope a little bit. Some drones. Okay, so we need to take care of these drone ladies. I mean, those chungas would be a good factor to see here. Yeah, I mean, the handling isn't bad. I think we got the handling down. God, that delayed drone is bullshit. It slows down as it's reacquiring me.
Incoming backup request.
Jesus.
Critical.
Yeah.
Agent killed.
I mean, you can get it to work. It's just not necessarily doing anything for me. But okay. So
Don't let anything stand in your way.
it's possible, I guess, right? But like, you know, like, I guess what I'm saying, like, if I was just to be using the M1A in that scenario, I probably would have gotten through all of that a little bit quicker. So, you know what I mean? So, I mean, I think we're running the non-glass cannon version. I feel like I'm kind of thinking through this. Like, I feel like any more damage that I feed it is just going to be going towards the bullet and not the explosions. Because the explosion seems to be more of a rare occasion. Didn't you guys feel like that? I mean, of course the explosions were happening. I'm not saying they weren't, but most of those enemies were dying from the bullets. And so if I gave it glass cannon, then it's just going to be more of that. More enemies dying from the bullets, less explosions. Because the amp damage is going to go towards the bullets, right? Of course it will. And the bullets happen first, and you have to get 7 stacks, which is 14 bullets on an enemy before he explodes. And at amplified glass cannon damage plus everything else we got going on, the enemy's most likely going to die from the bullets before he dies, before he even gets an explosion anyways. You get what I'm saying? So I guess what I'm saying is, like, for this build, yeah, I think you want to bring down your damage. Kind of counterintuitive, right? Wellington says this gun sucks. It does suck. Because of that statement I just said, it sucks. It's counterintuitive. You want to bring down your damage. Otherwise, they're all going to be dying from the bullets, and those explosions are going to be really rare. And that's what was happening already. And so the explosions were happening, but it was just rare, and you want it to happen on every target in a perfect world. The problem is that most targets would die before the explosion, right? Just like that one. Dying before the explosion. And he's normal, but there's normals in this game, right? And then, you know, you go to a veteran, it's gonna be the same thing. Okay, so here we go. He died before the explosion. See that? So most enemies are gonna, and so that's what's braced. That's what's braced. So if we put on glass cannon, the more enemies, the explosion becomes more rare. Here's the simplest way to put it. The more power, the less explosions. So with the merciless, you want to go less power if you really want to make good on those explosions. Which you do, because those explosions are giving you 5% amplified damage plus 7% weapon damage and blah blah blah. So You know, so there's other ways. There's many ways to do this, right? What do you mean you're not priming the... You're priming the weapon. Yeah, you're getting 7 stacks and then you apply it. That's not the point. Like, so I can go get the 7 stacks on this. That's blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Now come and hit him. Right? That's what you're saying. What I'm saying is this. Is that you want to get an explosion on every target. Do you not? He's still alive after that explosion. I mean... I was straight into his chest. He's standing right in front of me. He took bullets and an explosion and he's still alive. Either way, you want to get explosions off of every target. Why else would you run this gun? Give me another reason why you're running this gun, Massive. Tell me why you're running this gun. To not get explosions? Is that why you're running it? Because you don't want explosions? No, you want explosions on every target. Maybe at least every other target. But if they're all going down off your bullets, I don't think I'm talking nonsense at all. Watch, is he gonna go down off of my bullets or the explosions? Let's check. There you go. He's dead. You know what I mean? And it's just like, okay, so I got these explosions, so maybe the next target? Nope, not the next target either. Maybe this one. There we go. So it took 3 targets to get to the explosion. So that's without glass cannon. Let's put on glass cannon, and it's just gonna reinforce what I'm saying. So if you put on glass cannon, that means they're gonna die more from your bullets than they are from the explosions. Let's clear this guy. All right. Okay, so he died from bullets. We got 2 stacks. All right, he died from bullets. He died from an explosion. Both, technically. He died from bullets. I mean, this is a veteran. You can put it to elites. But my point is that we're playing a mixture in Legendary, right? If you look at Legendary, that first wave, there's only 1 elite in that first, or 2 elites in that first wave. There's only 2 elites in that first wave. There's a golden grenader and there's a golden tank and his engineer, right? So 3. Everybody else is non-elites. Everybody else is non-elites. So if you're trying to spread damage, if you're applying your primers across 13 targets just so you can have 1 explosion to apply on this guy, that's why we're running out of ammo. So the whole priming your rifle so you can get the explosion thing is weak. That's a weak thing to do. Because that's why you're running out of ammo. You're not killing anybody and then you go over here to get this explosion. That's not gonna kill him anyways. Look, he's still alive. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it's just like, I don't think you should run glass cannon with it. I think you're probably better off with braced. I guess we'll go back to that. Where is our brace? Where'd it go? There it is. What up, Brian? Well, I mean, I get it. Like, okay, so 10 shots you don't have to take. I think the point of an explosion should be to kill something. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just like, what up, Sharky? Said the gun should produce 16 million explosive damage to have fun. The fun isn't worth the work getting to that explosion. I haven't been able to get to that 16 million explosion yet. Tell me how you got there so that we can try to get that. Maybe that will help. But you're right. Like, it's not fun getting to that. I think that's the argument. Like, it's just like, I'm just trying to figure out what this gun is not doing, what it's supposed to be doing, because it's just kind of like, okay, it's has. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, like, if you put together a build with contractors and foxes and then glass cannon and coyotes and all that stuff. It's just like, okay, so I mean that build makes any weapon strong. So what is the merciless and this build to have that is special? Well, it's supposed to be those explosions, and I'm just not feeling the special part yet. And so, I mean, where's the special part yet? The explosions are like, they're there. I see the explosions. Appreciate the dono, Sharky. I mean, I see the explosions. You know what I mean? They're happening. I'm just not figuring out what they're supposed to be doing. Okay, maybe they staggered the enemy a little bit. And so it might just be, what up, Fat Cat? What's going on? It might be just because we're building into power and maybe we shouldn't be. You know what I mean? I think maybe like making the strongest merciless in the game, maybe that's pointless. I think like if we go with the concept of like, oh, you know, oh, try to hit 16 million, try to hit 20 million, try to hit 50 million, blah, blah, blah. I think that's where it becomes unfun, the weapon. You know what I mean? Yeah, so maybe we should go. I mean, I know it sounds weird, but and I'm not saying it's right, but like maybe we go weaker, you know? Maybe we put on 3-piece striker for more handling along with that weapon, and then see if we can just get all those primers on a single target every time, and just do a really good job of like identifying key targets and putting them on their ass. Wow. I mean, that time he did die off of a single charge, and we weakened the build. I mean, actually, it feels more impressive the weaker it is. You know? It's kind of funny, right? Yeah, I mean, I think that might be the trick. Feels a little bit more fun that way, you know what I mean? I mean, this is just, I just slapped it together, but you know what I mean? So I put 3 pieces of striker on it, and then that's with braced. But striker's not only giving us that weapon handling, but it's also giving us that rate of fire. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, because I get, oh, thanks, Reverse. Appreciate that, man. Thanks for the dono as well. And so I'm just talking out loud, you know, like I'm not saying like I'm right about any of this stuff. These are just feelings, you know what I mean? Like none of this is facts, what I'm talking about. I'm just saying like, you know, this is why nobody likes this gun. I mean, let's just run a poll. You love the, let's just, we got, you know, 60 people, 65 people in here to run a poll. That's enough people. Love it or merciless, love it or hate it. See what the people think. I just think that's why the weapon, the feelings that I'm having when I'm using it are why, you know, the weapon isn't used that often. You know what I mean? But it is like, you guys have no idea how often I get asked to put together one of these builds, and it's just like, if I were to give you a build, I'm sorry, if I were to give you a Contractor's Glove build, you know, and a Fox's Prayer, if this was the build that I gave you, I would be disappointed in myself. If this is the build that I gave you, I would be disappointed in myself. Do you know why? It's because this build has been around since the beginning of time, except for the, you know, the little explosive ads, you know, not that, but I don't even think it's worth it. I actually wouldn't even do, I wouldn't even recommend you do that. I mean, I'd probably say run a, I don't think the extra explosive damage is worth it because it's rare to even get that explosive damage, you know? So I'd probably say run Cheska instead. And then you have no survivability, so I'd actually say run Gunner also because you have ammo issues anyways. And so... Yeah, Star King, it just doesn't seem to be a practical weapon at whatever it's doing. Not practical at explosions. I got a skill build that'll just do better at that. You know what I mean? And I realize that's a complete different concept, right? You're like, well, this isn't a skill build, Tux. This is a DPS build. Yeah, well, I got a DPS build that does better than this too. You know what I mean? So it's just like, and that's the problem. Like, and that's why, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it out loud. The Ravenous sucks too. You know what I mean? But you know which one they nailed it on, and they did a really good job, and you know which one that doesn't suck, and that does what it says it's gonna do, is the Regulus. What does the Regulus do? Create a 5-meter explosion dealing 400% weapon damage, and it does a really good job. Now this guy's invulnerable, so he's not gonna die, so I can't do that. But this weapon is the only gun that does explosions that actually everybody loves it. I don't know anybody that doesn't love the Regulus. It's a beast. So, I mean, why are solo legendary speedrunners using the Regulus and not the Merciless? Why aren't they using the Merciless? It creates, look at the stats on the Merciless. I mean, wouldn't you say 500% amp damage? Holy shit, what other weapon is giving 500% amp damage? This is the best weapon in the game. 500% more weapon damage on top of that. This has got to be the best weapon in the game, right? No, it's all, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it's obviously not. This does only 400% weapon damage. According to this is so much weaker than the other one, but yet it is so much more powerful. You know? I mean, the speedrunners are using this all day long, right? And that's because you don't have to prime. You just got to get the headshots. Like it's just. But what I said, my point is that it's more effective at what it does, and it also creates explosions that deal weapon damage, that damage enemies that are next to them. You know what I mean? And it's only 5 meters, and you know, and so, I mean, it's a different weapon. It's a headshot gun, and I realize the Merciless isn't. But what I'm saying is that what it says and what it does and how people feel about it are all in line, you know? And the Merciless has been out since the beginning of the Division, right? So the Division 2, like this game came out in the very beginning. There's the Ruthless, there's the Merciless. And so, and it's never really made it in the game, you know? There's been buffs, there's been nerfs, there's been buffs and nerfs. And fortunately, it's just never really made it, you know? The people running over Striker Brace has always been a thing. 3-piece Striker's basically always been a thing with this weapon too. So, you know, that's why I'm saying, like, if I were to deliver, and that's part of why, like, I haven't done a build for the Merciless yet, because if I were to deliver this build, I would be disappointed, because this is just a standard build where we slapped on the Merciless. You know what I mean? That's all we did, is we just slapped. This isn't a build at all. I just took a standard build and I slapped on the Merciless. You know, you can get this build anywhere. You know, this build has been done. It has been done. You're probably running it already. You know what I mean? Like, this isn't a build. I mean, this build works with anything. You could slap on the Apartment there. You know what I mean? You could put on the Capacitor. You could put on the Scorpion. You could even run the Mantis with this build. You could also run the Nemesis with this build. Any of these guns would work with this build. Any of these guns. And so, to say this is a Merciless build is not. It's a lie. That's a lie. That's not. It's a nothing build. This is a vanilla template right here that works with anything. You know, this isn't a build. So, and the reason why we're running it is we were just trying to get those high numbers. You know. But so that's the challenge. The challenge isn't. Okay, so you love the weapon, you hate the weapon. That doesn't sort of matter. Every weapon needs a build, right? Every weapon needs a build. You know, that's a fair statement, right? So whether you love it or you hate it, every weapon should have at least one build, you know, for a weapon. So this just can't be it. You know what I mean? This is just like the standard build. This is the ever build. It goes with any weapon, not just the Merciless. What up, Eric? Thanks for this super chat there, bro. Dodono. He says, saw a Merciless build with Sawyer's, Braced, and Vigilance, with an emphasis on handling. Yeah, totally. But that's sort of the same thing, right? We're just mixing and matching. And that, you know, that would be one to check too. But what he's basically saying is see if I have it. So we're basically moving pieces around here is what's happening. I mean, that's different. That's kind of like, how do I say, like the let me go back to this original mask here, Jessica. So for a second, so the only downside about that, Eric, is that the Overlord, the Fox's prayers are best in slot for the Merciless because the Merciless is a rifle. So it's like, I feel like it's the one piece that has to be there. You know what I mean? I mean, you can do whatever you want. You know what I mean? Go Sawyers. And if the damage is probably pretty close to the same, you know what I mean? But it depends on what you're doing with it. I suspect damage to targets out of cover is helping with that, those damage modifiers because they are explosions, but I don't know for sure. We'd have to test that. I mean, Sawyers gives you the defense, so there's a perk there. You would have to stand still, which you're probably doing anyways if you use Embrace. So I get it. It's sort of, that's sort of the model that is used for the Pestilence. So, yeah, no, I think getting creative with this build is where we have to go. You know, to Eric's point, I think that's where we have to go because this can't be it. You know what I mean? If I gave you this build, it wouldn't be called a build. This would just be like, you know, there is no build for the Merciless, so just use this one. That's what I'd be saying if I give you this build. You know what I mean? So I think if we were going to create a Merciless build, I think we would probably want to go outside of the box and then do things like China and then like go back to the two-piece Grupo, something like that, you know what I mean? And then try to keep the contractors probably, but I would actually roll out that that China Light. And so I think we'd want to go like, basically what I'm saying is you want to go max weapon damage. So it's going to be a lot like the Merciless. I mean the Pestilence, sorry. It's going to be a lot like the Pestilence where you want everything to be red. And the reason why is because it says there, 7-stack shooting, blah, 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 amplifies damage and creates an explosion dealing 500% weapon damage. So both of those things are working off of red. Now from there, you could go blues on the other thing. So that from there you could select, or weapon handling, right? So you could go weapon handling and you could go armor regen. You go probably fixer though. Repairs. You probably want to go repairs. But or you could try to, you know, trying to put this on. I don't know if I'd want to do that, but you know, try to put it on a skill build, work off of those explosives. But and then we'd want to put back on explosive damage, demolitionist. So let's activate that. Let's see if this is any more fun. Again, that's what we're looking for, is fun at the end. I think that's probably the right word. Let's put crit chance back on this. I bet you that's what we'll need. Yeah. 54, 137. I mean, I kind of don't want crits, but we don't really have much of a choice, do we? I mean, like, what else are we going to put down there? And I'm not sure I have those pieces, whatever it is, you know? Okay, let's see how this feels. So basically what I've done is I've maxed out explosive damage. So we got 10% there, we got 15% there, and another 15% there. So 40% more explosive damage. We got brace still, so and again, I think doing too much damage on the weapon side means you're gonna just kill more with your bullets and less with your explosions. And I think the whole point of the gun is to the explosions, right? I think that's why we run this gun, is to blow shit up. So 1.3 off that explosion. It's kind of a delayed animation in here, by the way, in case you didn't catch that. So they explode and then sometimes you see the number. So 1.3. Do you see? Are we seeing the amp damage yet? Anybody catching that? See that? It'd be nice if we were still hitting over 6 million. 5.8 million. What do you think? Is that enough damage? I think 5.8 is good. Or do you think we could do more? Do you think we should do more? Because I think from here, I guess we could go back to the striker concept, right? Get rid of some of this. But to do that, I would have to lose the Fox's prayers. But let's just give it a try, see how it feels. Try to kind of play all into that explosion. And so basically by adding a rate of fire, what we're saying is like, let's get to that explosion faster by landing more hits. So which pieces? Yeah, okay. The numbers like sometimes don't show up at all. I don't know. 4.5 million. I think it just came and went real quick. It's because there's some sort of animation. It's 4 point something million. It's coming and going real fast. Let me go for body shots just because maybe they'll show up. Yeah, there's like a delay in the animation. It's causing the numbers to show up at different times. Okay, so let's see if we can get this. See that? No numbers. No numbers at all. Wow, or explosion. Oh, there it is. Well, I'm not able to see anything in this testing range. We might have to go out there. This is like, it's glitchy. You know what I mean? I think it's because we're shooting too fast, and so the numbers aren't. Okay, there's some numbers there. 1.2. So I mean, I think we lose 400,000 off the explosions and the amp, but I think that's good. Yeah, 5.8 is enough, huh? Yeah, I mean, Q-Mozy, it is possible to do more. We did more. We were getting over 10 million combined. And so now we're doing like maybe 6 million. We could try, like, if with the strikers, 4.8 right there. 4.8 plus basically 2 million, 1.2 million. So that's 6 million. Let's see if we could do this here. So 3.8 million. I mean, we might be able to put back on glass cannon on this, but unfortunately we'd lose the double Grupo. But just because I don't have Grupo with glass cannon right now for some weird reason. Yeah, I'd make it a named AK, I know. That's not a bad idea. Let me just go and give this a quick whirl, see how it feels. Because I just like the testing range isn't doing anything for me. It's really hard to use this weapon in the testing range. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Sinjais. Sinjais. God, I keep butchering your name. Sorry, man. So by Crazy Matt, we did a test adding explosive damage and it seemed to increase it by a little bit. It was by a little bit. So we might not want to add any explosive damage. It might be a waste because again, they're just like, it's like a little bit, you know? And you know, it might be like, well, it's not worth it. And that might be true. But you know, we're just, again, the whole concept of the gun is the explosive. So it's sort of like, we want to see those more often, I think, you know? We want to see them more often. Forget about how much damage they do. It's just like the Regulus. Do you use the Regulus because it doesn't do explosions? Do you use the Regulus because it's strong, or do you use Regulus because it blows shit up? You know what I mean? And we use the regular. Yeah, this is better. How are we already? What's it? Why are we? Oh my god, the ammo thing, guys. Why is it keep doing that to me? Let me go back here. It's just with this gun. Yeah, the Achilles pulse would work. It's just that you have to run a lot of skill tiers in order to land it on a viable spot. Yield. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the ammo. It keeps happening, so I keep having to come over here, and we'll go back over here, and then we'll refresh it, and hopefully it stays up. Yeah, it would be cool if it staggered them. I don't know why it doesn't, Star King. I don't know why it's not staggering them. That's sort of the point of it. It should be applied bleed too. Every explosion in this game mostly does that. Let me reset this just so that it is clear that I am coming in here with full ammo on a brand new mission.
Got your objective.
Because the game seems to be confused with the merciless a lot.
Got your objective.
Okay.
Don't let anything stand in your way.
So the idea with this build, I think what we'd want to see out of a merciless build are more explosions more often. So the idea of this build, so that red guy died without an explosion. So everybody's gonna die without explosions, and that kind of sucks. But we got good handling, right? This feels better. I like this better. I feel like you're making more use out of those primers. See that? Even though there's that tank taking explosion and see like basically nothing. So 3.6 plus 1.2. I do like that you can scope in too, though. That's kind of nice, right? Oh, now we're fucking blind. Right when those guys are coming. That's gonna suck. Yeah, we're not gonna. I don't know if we're gonna make this.
Serious trauma.
I don't know how to take us still alive, actually. Oh, God. Yeah, not the most efficient killer, you know what I mean? Like, we do gotta say that about the weapon. I mean, we're having a hard time, like, picking on that tank. Any other weapon would have cleared that tank.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Where did she go? Let's see her. There she is. Yeah, that sucks that explosion didn't kill her. She took an explosion to the chest right there. Yep, and she won the battle.
Serious trauma detected.
I mean, you know, it's a little bit better than what it was before because we're landing more shots, getting more explosions. Okay, we got full ammo, that's good. But,
Anything stand in your way.
you know, I don't know if it's, again, we're back to that, might not be doing anything for us. So let's take off the, I'm gonna put on some glass cannon. Because we haven't actually tried that out here yet. And then I'm gonna get rid of this explosive damage because don't think that's helping a heck of a lot. I guess let's just go ahead and put on the other striker for kicks and giggles. Okay, see if that amp damage is helping. We need more crit chance. Let me pull this off. We could run 49. That's good enough for just for a test. We would probably be better off with the Cheska backpack, but just for this test, I want to see how that fourth piece of striker plus the amp damage is going to do here. So we're gonna have definitely more bounce in the gun. So striker alone doesn't fix it. Doesn't feel like we have any. Holy shit! Look at that kick, huh? That's a wild animal right there. Yeah, this is not gonna work. I mean, you just definitely have to. Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Yeah, that won't work, unfortunately. I think it's sort of okay. So we do know one thing: we are limited to braced or weapon handling everywhere else to compensate for that. So you could do that actually. You could put weapon handling, do no crits, and go all weapon damage and weapon handling. You know what I mean? Harry Dorfler, hey man, good to see you. So this build's definitely got a love-hate relationship. It's basically tied. Let me end that poll. 44 votes. Half of you love it, half of you hate it, with a slight tilt to love it. So for those of you that love it, are you just running the standard build for it? I'm curious about that. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's an interesting one. Asa, let's see. True Patriots Merciless build is lit, right? Because you get more ammo out of it. So I can see the benefit out of that. High crit damage, high crit chance, but I do prefer stability than crit chance. Landing shots and NPCs better. What chest are you running, Asa? Yeah, Sin guys, I'm thinking that too. Like, I'm thinking of like, what if we run glass cannon and then we don't use crits anymore, and just put weapon handling everywhere? You know what I mean? And just go out for the raw damage because we're supposed to be getting amp damage and weapon damage, right? I mean, on explosion. So do we care about crits? Well, most of the enemies are dying because of the crits. We do got to say that. The explosion sort of, I don't know. I'm still trying to forget. This is what I'm trying to figure out. What are we supposed to be getting from the explosion? Because, you know, we're killing them with our bullets, and then we get these stacks, and then it lands on an enemy, and, you know, they take damage from the explosion. And that one dude was saying, well, that's 10 bullets you don't have to put out. It's like, well, if I was running I mean, that logic makes zero sense to me, because if I was running the Scorpio or the Baker's dozen, I wouldn't need to put out those 10 bullets, nor would I need to worry about the stacks, nor would I need to worry about the weapon handling either. They would have all just been dead, an explosion or not. And it would have been 45 bullets I didn't have to put out, because I just used a better weapon, you know? And so I'm still trying to figure out what the explosions are supposed to be doing for us. Okay, good call, Sing guys. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're mostly getting our kills from crits anyways. And so that's what made me ask that question again, because we're not getting kills from explosions. It's really rare. Yeah. Yeah. Parker, I hear that. Headhunter could be really interesting. It'd be nice, like, if we got that explosion and it did something, like reset a skill or something like that, you know what I mean? The explosions reset a skill or killed an enemy? Like, wouldn't that be cool? If an explosion killed an enemy? That'd be cool. I'd like it to say that. And then after 1,000% more, that's 1,000% weapon damage bonus. Half of which is amplified, right? You guys are seeing that. And it's not killing the enemies when they're at full armor. You would think that 1,000% weapon damage at full stacks, you know, against a fully armored up elite would take him down, and it doesn't. At best, it takes about 80% of his armor off. And that's with the strongest version of this build. So, I don't know. I guess I'm gonna have to play with it for a long while and then, you know, maybe start a lab, but kind of come up with more of a, this is where we're gonna, the direction we're gonna go. I just don't think the explosions are strong enough to play with it. So it's more like, okay, so we got to play it into out of a crit build, and then what are the explosions gonna be doing for us, you know? And so yeah, I think you guys are right, like the weapon handling. So that's why I'm gonna have to put it on pause, because I'm gonna need to find the right pieces with weapon handling already on it, you know. And some, you know, and I'm not sure I want to run Striker in that scenario because we're gonna be missing the slots for crits, and I think that's gonna be pretty important. So I might be looking like at Cheska with weapon handling, and then again probably run the Foxes, and then another piece over here like an improvised Gruppo with weapon handling or something like that. I don't know, but and then see if we can keep the glass cannon and not have to run brace, and just by getting weapon handling everywhere else, and then going by doing that, have some crits, a lot of amplified damage, or just go braced. I don't know. Just trying to figure out. I don't know. I gotta think about it. I gotta figure out what to do with those explosions, because they're not really helping us too much. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Sin guys. Like, it'd be really cool to see something that we could like play in concert with our other explosive builds, since we got that all in there. I don't know. Or I can just give you the strongest merciless build and we can call it a day and retire it all. Is that just easier? I'll just give you the strongest merciless build and be like, here's the strongest merciless build. It's got glass cannon. It's got Fox's prayers. It's got contractor's gloves. It's got Gruppo. It's got crit chance everywhere. Go have fun. That is the easiest way to deal with this weapon, because sometimes trying to put a square peg in a round hole, you know. But what I'm really curious out of those people who love the Merciless, and what build are you running? That's what I'm curious about, because what's making it fun for you? But I know I think about builds differently than some folks out there, so I really like to kind of get into like, why am I running this gun? What is it doing for me? And is it the best? Is there any alternative to it that could be better? And if so, what is that gun doing better? And then how do I compromise with this gun? You know what I mean? Those answering those kind of questions help me create the build for it. Like, right, like between the Mantis, I mean, in the Merciless is in the rifle category, so that's a tough category, right? I mean, right off the bat, you have the Ravenous, and then after that, you have the M1A, and then after that, you have the, what's the name one? The Artist Tool. What other rifles? There's a lot of rifles out there, right? I don't know if I have them all here. They might all be in my... Oh, the Virginian. I mean, I'd way rather run the Virginian than this Merciless. You know what I mean? Way rather run the 1886. You know what I'm saying? It's a different thing. I get it. But these are rifles that are competing with the killing. And so I could do such a better job by just running, as far as clearing that field, by running the 1886 with Negotiators, or 1886 with Fox's Prayers and Contractor's Gloves. It would kill way faster. Running it with Headhunter, one shot, one kill, everything. Yeah, I don't need any explosions, you know? And it also staggers. It also staggers. But so those are the weapons that we're up against, and that like when I'm running the merciless and I'm running a rifle, I'm like, okay, well, what else? This has to be better than 1880s. This build with the merciless has to be customized for the merciless. So I can't just, it's got to be like this. Like I can't put the 1886 there and say the 1886 is a better gun on this setup. That's what would make it a merciless build. I can't put a Baker's Dozen there and say the Baker's Dozen is a better gun for this build, for this merciless build. Nope, you can't do that. You know what I mean? The merciless is the build has got to have a purpose to serve the merciless, and the merciless has got to be, I guess, best in slot for that build. You can't just insert another gun in there and say, oh, this one's just better. If you just use the Baker's Dozen, it's better. If you just use the 1886, it's better. If you just use the Rifleman, it's better. You know what I mean? You can't say, you don't want to be able to say that with the build that you created just for the merciless. I mean, I do think it's a little bit bugged, Biko. I mean, mostly in the animations. I mean, the damage numbers are really all over the place. You know what I mean? It's really inconsistent. I mean, I'm sitting there shooting the same target on the head, critting, not critting, and whatever. And we didn't just get 2 different numbers. We got like 8 different numbers. You know what I mean? And so, but it didn't really matter at the end of the day. Because there was always kind of like, it never really exceeded a major threshold. Even with all of the explosive damage additions that we brought to it, it was like it gave us like 200,000-300,000 more damage off of that explosion. That's after 7 stacks, right? 14 shots on the same target. So, you know, I was like, well, that's not a wow. Like I wouldn't go out of my way really to say like, you have to have explosion damage on this setup for it to be the best merciless build. I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, well, like if you want the strongest one, you know, then yeah, you can run those pieces and it's going to give you a couple 100,000 more. But is it worth it for whatever else you could have put there? You know what I mean? And well, you know, what else could you put there? Like, it'd probably be more handling. You know what I mean? Or something like that down those lines. Yeah, I don't know. So this is basically what you're doing with this weapon. You are sacrificing a lot of handling so that you can get those explosions, and those explosions aren't worth it. And so you're running Brace, you're running Striker, you know, just so you can get those explosions, and those explosions aren't worth it, you know? So Tanny Gooch, yeah, good. Thanks for dropping your build, man. I like that. Says running Hollow Man, Sawyer's, 1-piece Cheska, 1-piece Grupo, 2-piece Overlord. Brace and Vigilance. So he's got a lot of weapon handling. I like that build, Tanny. I think that's a kind of a direction that I would probably look at. The only thing that I would change would be, I probably wouldn't run the Sawyer's because you're running 2-piece Overlord anyways. You would probably want one of those to be your Fox's Prayers, just because this is a rifle. But I like where you went everywhere else. I could see that being a nice build because you're running Brace and Vigilance, 2 blue core, 4 red. I like that. And the Hollow Man for the health, the health, which is gonna help with the. I'm not so sure you would need the Hollow Man though. I like where you went. I see where your head's at. It's just that and the reason why is because the Hollow Man's giving you health damage, and the red guys are dying so easy. You know what I mean? The red guys are dying so easy. I'm not sure you need any more help against them. Although health damage does help against chungas and weak points, so you know there's that, and also tech. So you know, arguing for it. That's the argument for it. But what I noticed is like the red guys. I mean, it was just really rare that they were standing. Because the base weapon damage isn't that bad. It's at 200,000. It's not horrible, but I think though this is probably the one piece I would want to keep. But I like what you did with the 2 Overlords. So 2 Overlord is going to give you more weapon handling. Is it accuracy or is it what is it? Yeah, it's accuracy. And then 3rd piece. I mean, maybe even 3 pieces, right? 3 pieces Overlord. Yeah, that and Embraced, you know. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. I think I have some of those pieces on my... Actually, I think I have those pieces on my other characters, so... Cool, we'll leave it for another build, though. I like where your head's at. Cool, well, thanks for talking that out with me, guys. Yeah, we'll figure something out. We'll figure something out. Something's got to work, but it's not just going to be... I'll probably got to say it now. I'll probably call it now. It's not just going to be a Fox's Pair Contractor's Gloves build. Not a standard all red one, at least. And if it is, it's going to be, you know, something like on the tanky side or some sort of hybrid or something like that. But there's no way I'm going to release that build and call it this one here and call it the the merciless build. If that's what you would expect, I mean, then there you have it. There it is, guys. There's your merciless build right there. You know what I mean? So not that, but this is the everything build. This is the generic vanilla ice cream build. All right. So that's why I don't call it a merciless build, because I can slap this together and I can put the Pestilence on here. I could put the Eagle Bearer on here. I could put, you know, the Ravenous, the Scorpio, the Mantis, the Nemesis. They all would work with this concept. That's why I consider like the vanilla of builds, basically. So anyways, so when we work on our merciless build, the one that's going to be recommended for the banditos, for you folks, it's going to be tailored to what this weapon can and cannot do. You know what I mean? That's the build we're gonna create. And I think it's gonna have something to do with weapon handling. And I think you guys that are enjoying this build are rolling weapon are enjoying this weapon. You're rolling weapon handling onto the gun, and that's why you're enjoying it. So that's probably the direction I'm gonna be going versus like, and of course we're gonna try to go for the highest damage we could possibly can, but not with the sacrifice of weapon handling. So we're gonna bring that as high. We're gonna find out the balance there. What is it? Is it 45? Is it 60%? You know, do we need strikers? Do we not need strikers? You know, can we bring on, can we get 45, 60% handling and still run glass cannon? That would be cool. You know what I mean? Those kind of things. So that we'll take a look at. Do we need crit chance, or can we just put on more amplified damage? You know, or do we need any amplified damage? You know, so little questions like that will have to be answered. But cool, appreciate you guys. So I'm probably going to be on Twitch tonight, so follow me over there. If you haven't already, the link to my Twitch account is in the description area below. So that's where I will be streaming live tonight. Some more Division 2 content for you, so don't miss out on that bonus content. Catch you guys in a little bit.
Tuxedo out.